And Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
I was in a terrible accident with a commercial vehicle. I had to have surgery on my back. My life was turned upside down and I was completely screwed. Then I called the Force, the Davis law firm. Jeff personally handled my case. After expenses and attorney fees, I received $397,988. It's really true. Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Hey everyone, Michael Kielbasa here with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Since 1949, we've made our sausage with real smoke and honest meat to create our uncompromising slow method to craft that famous mouth-watering kielbasa experience. I hope that when you see our product, you pick it up, take it home and try it. And if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back, guaranteed. Find Kielbasa Smoked Meats in a store near you today.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Guys, did you know that June is Men's Health Month? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your hormones are serious business, and most men start to see changes in their hormone levels starting in their 30s. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Get your T levels checked today by a local, experienced, and trusted healthcare professional. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men since 2011. Experience and results matter. So, what are you waiting for? Call Revive today to schedule your free testosterone test and free exam. We know we can help you. We guarantee it. Celebrate Men's Health Month. Get your free T-level test and save $199. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is. But the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
There's no better way to cool down than with this cool deal. Get a medium frozen Coke, frozen Dr. Pepper, or frozen Fanta for just $1.79. Prices at participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Fully stocked to shop everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. With 14 area locations, including the newest at Southwest Military in Roosevelt. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine can addictive to
Macy's Memorial Day sale has everything you need to bring summer to your wardrobe and home with great specials like 25 to 40% off on-trend women's swimsuits, 30 to 40% off shoes and handbags you need now, and 20 to 60% off outdoor dinnerware and furniture. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days. See Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
N617. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning. So you're saying there's a chance what Boston's got to do to push this to 6 games. The OTAs in Dallas have been quiet. We're going to get loud, figure out what the hell's going on up there. Now back to the Blitz sitting comfortably at a bar. Jason, get out of the bounce house. I'll be there in a minute.
Over under on a appearance by Rob Thompson today.
Well, what would that be? Half?
Likely,
what's
unlikely.
the line? Yeah, likely or unlikely?
Unlikely.
You think it's unlikely?
I think we've got a better chance of Boston winning this series than Rob Thompson showing up.
I'm going to give Rob the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I think Rudy J will show up. Michael Jimenez will show up.
Well, they live like 5 minutes from here.
Exactly. But Rob probably left this.
Yeah.
I ain't leaving the house.
Well, he's like, looking at the back of his eyelids right now.
Yeah, it's
probably snoring.
It's nap time.
Yeah.
It's nap time. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz live out at the Golf Club of Texas, Big Tin Cup Bar, which is part of the Golf Club of Texas, celebrating their 1-year anniversary. And again, you think about this part of town. Great bar, nice outdoor setting.
Yep.
They've got a bar inside. Their restaurant is fantastic. And this side of town, this part of town, lacks a good sit-down restaurant.
I tell you what, it's one of the best cheeseburgers I've had.
A burger today was fantastic for lunch.
Yes.
Fantastic. And so bring the kids. There's a bounce house here. I mean, this isn't just a golf club. This isn't, come play 18 and leave. They have made it to where you don't even have to play golf to enjoy the setting. And if you're a golfer, you play 18 and, when you tell your wife, hey, I'm going to play golf, instead of 4 hours, 4.5, you tell her 6.5.
So of course, yeah.
Or 8, depending on how excited you are to go home.
Well, look, most people that play golf don't get off the 18th green and go throw their clubs in the car and go home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have some place where you can get a cold beer or a cold drink or whatever you want and sit down in a nice atmosphere. And what I love about Golf Club of Texas, the inside bar, it's kind of one of those old-fashioned style bars.
Yep.
And it's cool. This one out here, the Tin Cup Bar, which we're celebrating today, is it's hard to describe, but it's under a canopy.
It's really not. It's a gazebo.
It's a gazebo. Well, it's a big gazebo, though.
It's a massive gazebo.
And it's round.
It's a circular,
the bar's round.
Yes.
And there's tables all around the bar.
Yeah.
But there's tables, too. There's, lawn furniture over here.
Yeah. Lounge area.
Lounge.
Yeah.
You can call that lawn for patio furniture.
Patio
furniture.
Basically a patio.
That's what you call that.
There's televisions.
There are, yeah.
Fans.
Absolutely.
There's cold beverages.
That's the main thing.
And somebody extremely friendly to bring you said beverage. And that's the other thing. I mean, you hear Rudy J say it all the time. The friendliest golf club in golf course in Texas. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they are fantastic out here with the service. So go ahead and gloat. I was pretty adamant yesterday that Miami was going to sweep.
Yeah, you were.
I really felt like
arrogant is another word too.
I really felt like Miami needed to take care of business, finish them off as soon as possible, but don't give life to the Boston Celtics. And through halftime, Boston and Miami, it was a good basketball game, but it felt like Miami had Boston right where they wanted. And then Boston started knocking down shots. Boston actually played like they gave a damn, which after game 3, I didn't think they gave a damn.
Well, here's the deal. When you're making shots, all of a sudden your confidence goes up. And that's what happened to Boston. But look, I have to believe, just looking at this thing right now, I think Boston, talent-wise, overall has a better team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I think they go home and they win that thing. And if they don't win at Boston, they lose there again, 3 in a row to the Miami Heat. I think there might be some riots in Boston, which you'll send video of.
Well, yeah, because I'll be in Boston this time tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean, you look at this series, and Boston is the better team. Go back to before the series started. I said I like Miami, but there is nothing that tells me that they can win this series. So I picked Boston in 6. And Pledge said, "Well, what do you like about Miami?" I don't know. Jimmy. Mike Greenberg said this morning on Greeny that he said yesterday, even though he wasn't on the air, told his producers down 0-3, he still thinks Boston wins this series in 7. And did this flipping of the coin analogy. He said, if you flip a quarter 4 times, will it come up heads 4 straight times? What are the odds of that? He said Boston has a better chance of winning every time they take the floor against Miami because they are a better team.
Here's the problem with that theory, and I'll agree with him to some extent. The difference is that the Boston Celtics brain sometimes goes AWOL.
Well,
and that's the problem. They may be the more talented team overall, but they don't they just don't focus sometimes. And I think that's what's happened to them in this series. Last night they were a little more focused, but they got to do that again 3 more times. And I don't believe that they can do it. And I don't think they win this series. I think Miami does, and they move on.
Although it might go longer. Like going home, I would expect Boston to win at home tomorrow. But I thought a lot about what happened last night was more about Miami than it was about Boston. Eric Spoelstra, after the game, talking about what went wrong in that second half.
There wasn't a lot of flow to the offense, and then they capitalized on that. Getting out in transition, which they've been trying to do, is speed this thing up a little bit, and then they knocked down some threes, and it just they got the 2-point lead just like that, and then from that point, they mostly had control of that second half. You have to credit them for that. They defensively took advantage of our ball holding. And we're a little bit late getting into our stuff. And they have good individual defenders. So we have to do this thing collectively. That's when we're at our best. And then obviously really dial into the transition and the threes. When they get a couple to go down, they're just like us. Then it can turn into more.
And there's a big difference too, don't you know? Eric Spoelstra hadn't stopped looking at the film since that game was over, and he'll have a trick or two up his sleeve to try and counter what Boston was able to do last night.
And while a tall order never happened before, a team down 0-3 coming back to win a series, Marcus Smart, at least last night after the game, cliche-ish, but sounding confident with his cliches, unlike prior to the game.
Now we just got to go win another one. That's all that matters. We take it one game at a time. We understand, the odds are stacked against us. But we're a team that believes in us no matter what, and we just got to keep going, and all that matters is the next game.
Well, I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
All that matters is the next game.
Really
that was fantastic. I'm going to have to wrap my head around that kind of my goodness.
And analyzes.
Yeah, all that matters is the next game. Boy, that's words of wisdom right
Marcus
there.
Smart
I'm going to tell you.
Memorized the cliche handbook.
Yes, he has.
I mean, he's got every cliche down and uses them properly.
He does. But I agree with him. Look, if they play like they do last night in the second half, like the first half, they were still Boston, but they figured something out at halftime, made some shots, and I think that's 90% of it, obviously. But it's going to be tough. This Miami team is playing well. And last night, and it was what's Doris's last name? Burke. She said it last night on the radio broadcast. That there was that Boston seemed to not, Miami seemed to not really be into the game as much as they have been the previous 3. And I think that's absolutely correct.
And that's a damn shame when you're talking about pro athletes, a chance to close a team out. Psycho Ward 44 on our YouTube Live says, I need to see that white belt or I'm changing the feed.
I didn't wear a belt today because I didn't tuck my shirt in. I only wear a belt when I tuck my shirt in. And so I didn't want to tuck my shirt in. And plus, it would have clashed with a white shirt. So,
So, in other words, you heard Rudy and Bo, because Rudy can't keep a secret, talking about what they were going to do with your white belt. You didn't want to give it up. You didn't want to have it retired and framed and hanging in the pro shop. You left it hanging in your closet so you could keep it.
Dude, are you kidding me? They actually said that?
Don't.
I'm gonna call Maggie now and have her bring it out here. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
I would love to have my belt retired inside the pro shop here.
Except for it was in the men's room of the pro shop over one of the urinals.
That's fine. That's not a problem. Guess what? You get a lot of looks that way. Everybody be looking at it. A nice picture of me smiling at them.
You have disappointed Psycho Ward.
I get it. It's probably not going to be the last time.
Joe's used to disappointing people.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Come see us out here. Rudy J has made an appearance.
He has.
Wearing pants.
And he's actually all dressed in white.
I know. He's going to a party afterwards.
So you got a white belt on?
No.
All right. I'm going to get that. I know what I'm getting Rudy for Christmas. A white belt. And he's going to wear it proudly.
Yeah. Size 40, he said.
You got it.
Yeah. No, dude. 36.
Size 40.
36.
Maybe a
36.
year ago that was size 40.
34. Do I hear 34? Going down to 32. 32. Can I get a 30?
You know what's
he'll
cool
never be
about
30.
belts, though? You buy at a golf course now, you don't necessarily have to buy the exact size. They're cuttable. You cut them, and then the buckle goes on the cut part.
You realize that's not new.
It's not?
No. I mean, that's what Boy Scouts have been doing since the beginning of time.
I haven't been doing that. Every time I buy a belt, it's already got the buckle and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I was a Boy Scout at one time.
Cub.
As
a Cowboy fan, would you rather have Dalvin Cook or DeAndre Hopkins? You tell us on the Kia Bosses Smoke Meats phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. And if you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We had some afternoon baseball we need to tell you about. The Texas Rangers, they enjoyed their afternoon. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates today 3-2. Houston, that was not a good day for them in Milwaukee. They lose to the Brewers by a score of 4-0. By the way, Doc Rivers, the former head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, is reportedly on the short list for the head coaching job with the Phoenix Suns. How can that be?
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want with the savings all month long. Baby, can't you see? Maytag month is all you need. You know you can't go wrong when Maytag month is going on.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month, happening all month long.
Maytag month is going on.
O'Reilly! Get your vehicle ready for spring during Clean Car Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Pro X1 exterior cleaning and detailing products provide professional results and show quality shine for your vehicle. Right now, pick up Pro X1 Snow Foam Car Wash 2 for just $15. See store for details. Pro X1 exclusively at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials Light Trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials Light Trap. Insecticide-free protection.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Saluting Vets is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. 103-year-old veteran Herb Stern remembers surviving World War II's bloodiest American battle.
Yeah, we lost a lot of people. I lost a lot due to the weather, too. I've never been so cold in my life. You couldn't see, you couldn't move, the snow on the ground.
Is your check engine light on? Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and let their professional parts people scan and diagnose the problem for free. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, that heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty.
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. Not far from where you are, I might say. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Byron Scott, not the coach, is asking on YouTube Live, how far is that location from the medical center? I want to go. Just got home from work, but I'm tired as hell. Here's the thing, dude. Everybody has a phone. And in your phone, there's a little map thing. And then you punch in Golf Club of Texas, and then it will give you options. And you pick the fastest option. I know you're tired, man. This is going to be worth the trip. But from the medical center, 25 minutes.
That's kind of what I said. I said 20 minutes. So
yeah, well, maybe 20.
Yeah, about that, Byron.
I mean,
20 minutes, depending on traffic. But I mean,
it's
an easy drive.
It took me 32.
Right.
And so, but we all have things like there's a guy that we work with. His name is Tim Spence. And he often says, can you send me directions? Dude, just punch it up in your phone.
We get this.
Well, what's the address?
Great device.
I don't know the address. But just punch it in your phone and get I know you're new here.
You don't need an address.
You don't. I mean, just punch in Golf Club of Texas. It'll pop right up and then it's crazy how it works. It will tell you when to exit, when to turn left.
It will.
It's amazing what these things do.
It's incredible, the technology. I don't know how we got along without them, to be honest with you.
You know, I mean, you think about learning how to drive back in the day. And now I'm from a small town, Copper's Cove. You're from a small town, Alice. So especially in a small town, it's, you know, you go up to the Dairy Queen and you take a left, or, you know, you take a ride over there by Ledger Furniture.
Right.
Or, you know, one street past the high school exit. I mean, that's how we got around back then. I mean, like my dad was a mailman. You know, I'd be like, I'm going over to Brian Iron's house. Oh, 2715 Live Oak. Everything okay? They've been getting some notices. You know, because your mailman knows everything about you.
I know.
Everything
about you. They could write books about all of us. But yeah, it was weird, but you didn't know what you didn't know, right? I mean, so it was just easy to do that, and that's how people would tell you. Stop sign, take a right, go about a mile down, turn at the Maverick Market, and you're there. Perfect.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Now, like, my kids lived in Phoenix now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can get to the stoplight without punching it in, or get to her job. Maybe she can get to her job because she does that all the time.
Yeah.
But she has no idea. She comes here. She has no idea.
Wow.
Because everywhere they go, they punch it in their phone. And,
exactly.
And off you go. I mean, I remember when she was first starting to drive, you know, she would spend so much time on Frontage Road. And then she realized frontage road is everywhere. I remember asking them a weird question about, man, this frontage road must go on forever.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. In every city, there's a frontage road.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. And, in Phoenix, it's weird because Phoenix is like a grid. You're either going that way or that way. There's no turns. It seems like it's either straight that way or straight that way. And so you just got to figure out which is the one-way streets and what aren't.
Exactly. All right. So James Pledger has put a lot of research into this next topic.
He has.
A lot of research. And he asked us yesterday, who would you rather have? A Dalvin Cook or DeAndre Hopkins for the Dallas Cowboys?
It's an easy answer for me.
Is it?
It is. It's an easy answer for me.
Is it an easy answer for you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on the Kia Boston Smoke Meats phone lines. Or you can comment on the YouTube Live. You can tweet at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. Miguel Martinez on YouTube says, give me Cook.
That's where I'm going. That just seems like a no-brainer to me.
Well, it does seem like a no-brainer, although DeAndre Hopkins is such a special wide receiver. And as a fantasy owner of Dalvin Cook, a couple of different times over the last several years, that dude pisses me off way too much because he can't stay healthy. I mean, he puts up some numbers, and as I look at the numbers James Pledger has sent us, 13 games, 14 games, 14 games, 11 games, 4 games. Last year, he started all 17, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Sounds like a guy that you'd like to have on your team.
Well, I mean,
that starts 17 games.
But that's the only time in his career that he has started all his games.
Well, I mean, if you took every NFL player that's played, I bet you the number of them that have played 17 games is pretty low.
I would imagine you're right. But at the same time, as a backup to Tony Pollard, I mean, there is a reason both of these guys could be post-June 1 cuts next week.
Right.
Because of their contracts and their untradeable contracts, they're going to just flat out get released. So assuming salary cap issues aren't a factor here, assuming, they're going to play for, reasonable deals, they're attainable for the Dallas Cowboys, both of them, if they're post-June 1 cuts. Would you rather have another top-flight wide receiver in the room as an insurance policy? Because if you're a Cowboys team right now that you look at their wide receiving core and probably one of the best, say top 10 wide receiving core in the NFL with the CeeDee Lamb, Cooks, and assuming Michael Gallup is, as he said, springy again, if he's there. But after those three, there is a pretty significant drop-off. So if there's an injury to one of those three, you have this massive drop, which is why I'm leaning towards DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, you've got the same situation in the running back room, the exact same situation. And can you imagine having a Dalvin Cook and a Tony Pollard as a 1-2 punch in your backfield? That would be brutal. It would be almost impossible for teams to defend that. I think both of those guys would be hugely successful, and you wouldn't necessarily have to throw the football all that much, which is what Mike McCarthy wants to do.
Now, the flip side of that is when I think of short yardage situations, I don't think Dalvin Cook, right? And I want to give Malik Davis a chance. I really want to see what that kid can do, although the Cowboys Brain Trust has a better idea than anybody listening to this show right now, including me, that's saying about what they really think of Malik Davis. And again, money not being a factor here, but I still like the idea of a DeAndre Hopkins because I can go find another running back. They're all over the place. They're almost like kickers, right? Especially when you're talking about a guy that's going to get 20 to 30% of playing time and even fewer percentage of players. So when I think about it like that, I think I'll get more out of my dollar with a DeAndre Hopkins than I will with a Dalvin Cook. And then, there's a dude named Adrian Peterson who, out of nowhere is like, hey, dude, I'm not retired. I want to come back and play one more year.
Wasn't that guy 85 years old?
Well, 38, but same thing. But again, that guy woke out of bed today and better shape than most guys that are currently on an NFL roster.
Well, I don't doubt that, and I'm sure that he would give you something, but that would be you can't count on that guy, can you? And I would think, because we both asked each other that question, look, if the Cowboys, Adrian Peterson, yeah, I'd sign him because he's not going to cost you anything. I mean, nothing. You're going to get him for, a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would take him. I just think a Dalvin Cook and a Tony Pollard, and you're right, not necessarily the short yardage guy, but just as a 1-2 punch. And I think Dalvin Cook still got a lot of gas in the tank, which is probably why he wouldn't want to go to Dallas. He would probably prefer to go to a team that is actually in need. Can you imagine a Dalvin Cook maybe ending up in Buffalo? That would be a great spot for him. Or some team that needs a running back.
Well, I mean, you look at
that will pay him.
You look at if Dalvin Cook is released next week as expected. Right now the top of the list of available running backs post June 1 is Fournette and Zeke. I'd rather have a Dalvin Cook than either one of those two guys. Although Fournette and Zeke offer you what you need as far as short yardage goal line type situations. Dalvin Cook, if he were to come in, and maybe Dalvin is looking at Dallas as a situation, to your point of where would you rather go, nobody really believes that Tony Pollard is going to be a Cowboy beyond this year. The Cowboys aren't going to sign Tony Pollard to a long-term big money running back deal. They're just not. Unless Pollard does a deal that is very team friendly, kind of good for both, I don't see Tony Pollard on the roster beyond this year. So if you're a Dalvin Cook 6 years in the league, do you say, well, this might be a nice little 3-year deal that I could sign and then maybe end up being the starter for a year or two?
Well, that begs the question. So you'd rather have Dalvin Cook than Tony Pollard? And that's basically what your choice is, because I've heard John Machota has said the same thing, that the Cowboys are actually looking at signing Tony Pollard beyond this year. Not to anything crazy, 3 years, $30 million, something to that extent. But if Tony Pollard has a decent year this year, the Cowboys, I think, would be dumb just to let him go. I just don't see that happening.
The problem because I think they would love to have him, but 3 years, $30 million, $10 million per, I don't see happening, knowing that they've got to clear the cap room for Dak's new deal, for CeeDee Lamb's deal, for Micah Parsons' deal, for Trayvon Diggs' deal. So they're going to rob the running back room to pay those other guys, because running backs get devalued to the point where I don't know that you're going to see a $10 million running back on a Dallas Cowboys team.
Well, and you're not going to sign a Dalvin Cook either then.
If they could get him for 6, maybe.
Well, yeah, that'd be great.
5, 6.
I'd like to have Patrick Mahomes for $5 too. I mean,
sure, but I mean, look at the trends across the NFL. Running backs aren't getting that kind of money. Look at the running backs that got signed this offseason. None of them really got anything crazy. And so if you can get Tony Pollard for literally half of what you suggested, then you do that deal. But I don't see, when you start looking at all the guys that have to get paid that are a higher priority than a Tony Pollard, that's why I say he's going to get his 1 year on the tag at 10, and then he's gone.
And who's going to play running back?
They'll go find one.
You'll just go find one.
You'll go find one. I mean, you told me it was easy. Look at what Kansas City did.
Well, that's a good point. They did, and we'll see what the kid that they drafted out of Kansas State can do. I don't know. I just think, look, if Tony Pollard is a guy, he's still got a lot left in the tank. Dalvin Cook still has a lot left in the tank. And if I'm Dalvin Cook and his agent, I'm not looking at to be, a tandem. I'm looking to still get a deal with somebody. And there are teams out there that need a running back. I guarantee you Buffalo is watching this situation very closely. Very closely. Because can you imagine Buffalo with a Dalvin Cook? I mean, that's really the only piece that they need to be, tops of the AFC. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, and it's a good question. I don't think the Cowboys are going to get either one of those guys. I don't think it's not going to happen. But if I had to make a choice, I'm taking Dalvin Cook.
And it is interesting. A Cook, a Hopkins. I think Hopkins has had his opportunity, and the Cowboys and Hopkins couldn't come to any kind of a deal, right? So I think Hopkins, in some sort of trying to force a trade, I think they've gone down that road. It ain't going to happen. But Adrian Peterson.
Interesting.
That would be a sneaky name that I wouldn't mind seeing the Cowboys at least bring to training camp to see if there's anything left in the tank. Kick the tires on old Adrian. Let him play a year in the great state of Texas. And if you get anything out of him, because he won't cost you much.
Nothing.
And if he does cost you much, don't do it.
No.
But if he doesn't cost you much, to have that kind of a goal line threat,
I'm
a
with
guy
you.
that took a gap year, if you will. We've been talking about gap years with LeBron. A year to heal up, a year to rest the body, stay in shape, and he still wants to go play. A little bit of fire. Adrian Peterson wouldn't be one I wouldn't mind kicking the tires on if I'm Jerry Jones.
I think he gets an invite somewhere to training camp. I think you're dumb if you don't at least bring him in and see him if he's got anything left. He says if he doesn't get with the team this year, he will officially retire. But, yeah, I think you'd be dumb. I think somebody's got to bring this guy, and I think somebody will. Just bring him into camp and see if he's got anything left. If he does, great. If he doesn't, well, you don't lose anything.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. The Tin Cup Bar celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and we're having a 1-year birthday party here. Even have a bounce house for the kids.
Two of them.
There's two bounce houses.
Two bounce houses.
Two bounce houses. There's one for Rudy J, and then there's one for the kids.
That's right.
Absolutely. Because after Rudy has a couple of drinks, put them in a bounce house and create some content. Because with Rudy J, you know it's all about the gram. What kind of videos can he create?
Hey, Rudy, they bought some new balls for you, by the way.
They're
the soft noodle.
Yes. Yes, they got plenty of soft noodles here at the Golf Club of Texas. It's also called the Rudy J Special.
Yes.
So all you got to do is walk into the pro shop, and you tell the guys, I need the Rudy J Special, and they're going to give you a soft noodle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. There's a whole display.
There's a bunch of them.
Yes. Just ask for the Rudy J.
Uh-huh.
They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, my. We're having a good time at it. Come join us.
Who knew Rudy was so good at sign language?
I know it. What does that mean? You're number one?
Sort of. It's the 1-year anniversary of the Tin Cup Bar.
Yeah.
It is coming up on a great holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and you know if you're going to fire up the grill, you're going to have some great sausage on that grill. You want the very best, the kind you could find in butcher shops back in the old days. Kielbasa smoked sausage is what you need to go get. You see, Kielbasa makes their legendary smoked sausage in small 150-pound batches with only fresh, high-quality ingredients, never frozen meat. They never add fillers or chemicals that you can't pronounce. Then it is smoked over real hardwood. Real smoke, honest meat, slow crafted. What they say is in their products is exactly what is in there. At Kielbasa, they are proud their ingredient list is short, straightforward, and doesn't require a PhD in chemistry to translate, because the only way they can guarantee Kielbasa will be the best sausage you've ever eaten is by using only real hardwood with their uncompromising, slow-crafted method, fresh spices, and yes, only honest meat. No fillers, no enhancers. If it's not the best sausage you've ever eaten, just give Michael Kielbasa a call and he'll give your money back. His phone number is on the back of every package sold. Real smoke, honest meat, slow crafted. Go get some Kielbasa today.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live life to the fullest. You hear it all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's James Pledger with 941 San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain. And not just providing that relief, but doing so in the most non-invasive way possible using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where's your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them the most. And best of all, you walk into the office and then right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime, and patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like for you? Finally being able to play golf again, hike, walk your dog, enjoy time with your family? Whatever it is, don't wait another day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for your complimentary consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now you're thinking, Comparion, never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you and your community. Our local agents offer insurance from top carriers. Our local agents have minty fresh breath.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com. Comparion Insurance Agency. Local agents, expert advice.
And there's number 4.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaronair, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Refunds app, or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
The largest gun show in Central Texas is coming back to the city of San Marcos Convention Center, exit 201 off I-35 this weekend. Guns, knives, collectibles, and more. Texas gun shows this weekend at the city of San Marcos Convention Center, exit 201 off I-35.
It's Michael Jimenez with Jimenez and Spence. All the time, how can we become part of the San Antonio Sports Star family? Sponsorship opportunities. You can advertise with San Antonio Sports Star with all of our talent here. Reach out to Morgan Harrison at morgan.harrison. After that, she will get you in touch with one of our professional sales reps and get you going. Again, reach out to Morgan Harrison at morgan.harrison at alphamediausa.com.
If you've been in a wreck, call the Rexperts now. 446-5000. Call 446-5000.
Experts are the way to go. Call 446-5000.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson, and this is 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl. Opposites attract. It's physical.
Rest in peace, Tina Turner, the first woman to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. And the magazine's only second issue. Kind of a gut punch hearing that Tina Turner passed away today.
Yeah, because I thought Tina was going to live forever, man. She was one of those larger-than-life people, right? And just such a unique voice. And I was sad when I saw that. It popped up on, we're preparing for the show, popped up on Twitter, and I go, oh, no. 83 years old, Tina Turner.
83,
Yeah.
I mean, clearly a great life, an incredible life, and all the things that she was a pioneer of. And, you think about, you always say that, they go in threes. You think about Jim Brown and now Tina Turner, and then you go, all right. And again, I go to a lot of concerts. I like to travel. I like to see people live while they're alive. I mean, there's just,
But you really can't do it the other way,
well,
can you?
I mean, you're right. I mean, but the regrets of, like we were talking about, oh, let's go see Tom Petty. We never did. Then he died.
Yeah.
I'll never get to see Tom Petty.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons we started a few years ago that, we became empty nesters, and that makes life a lot easier. But man, I want to go see all these greats, the people that are on the bucket list of seeing them before you're unable to.
Dude, I tell you what, I would have loved to have seen Tina Turner in concert, but Thunderdome, man, that performance. I mean, she was very good in that. You remember Thunderdome, Mel Gibson, the whole Mad Max series. That was number 2, I think. Thunderdome.
Tina Turner.
Rest in peace.
It is the Blitz live out here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. Let's get a Sports Center update. Get back to the fun.
This is the Blitz. KTFM Floresville and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs announced that they have a new investor today. Her name is Kimberly Lewis of KSL Resources. NBA playoffs, Game 5. Boston stayed alive last night. Game 5 will be tomorrow. Heat still up 3-1. Tip at 7:30, but it's a game you can catch right here on San Antonio Sports Star tomorrow night, beginning at 7 o'clock. And Doc Rivers on the short list of the Suns.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Mitt.
Big day is Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix at a golf course on a Wednesday afternoon. Some days the office is better than others. What a great day to be out here at the Golf Club of Texas as they are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Tin Cup Bar. And if you've ever wondered how many people does it take to put up a balloon arch, you can come out here and count, because I think they're about 35 minutes now trying to get these balloons up with the balloons that spell out Tin Cup. A little bit more of a challenge than it should be, right?
Well,
but it is fun to watch.
But they're working in shifts.
Absolutely.
They look like a hockey game over there.
Absolutely.
They got 5 come in, then those 5 leave, another 5 come in, and so it's like
there's happy jokes all over this.
All over the place.
All over this.
Well, they finally got Bo out there, and he looks like he's working on it, working hard.
It's gone from bad to worse. Somebody on the text line asked if they have Fireball here. Of course they have Fireball here. Fireball, of course.
And by the time you get here and have your Fireball, they'll have those balloons up.
Or after a couple Fireballs.
You won't care.
Yes.
No, this is a great place, and a lot of folks out here enjoying a beautiful afternoon right now. And as you get off work, though, and come on out here and join us, because they're going to it's a celebration. They got all kinds of stuff, drink specials out the wazoo, and I'm talking about good drink specials. They're really good.
Are there bad drink specials?
Well, there's some that are worse than others.
I mean,
because
it's a special and there's drinks. That's all good to me.
Well, I'm just saying, some people call it a drink special. And it's like, okay, you got it. It's a dime off.
I will say, if we were to read the list of specials, we'd be here till 8.
We would.
So just trust us. Get out
specials
here and take advantage of the great specials.
And you can have some food while you're out here, because that's fantastic out here.
I had a wonderful cheeseburger for lunch today.
Yes, mine was good too.
Well, and
waffle fries.
Well, I had the onion rings. It was great.
Man, I'm telling you.
Everybody here is so friendly.
Very
when
friendly.
you walk out here.
Yeah.
See, I think they've just recruited 4 more to help.
Well, it's a new shift that's about to come
in.
Maybe a little stronger tape is what they're looking for.
Well,
I'm not sure.
And what I love is Rudy J just sitting watching.
He's not even watching.
Well, he's watching. He's just trying to look like he's not watching. He sure as hell ain't helping.
He's putting something on the gram.
Of course he is. I think he's listening to our first segment about his golf balls.
His soft noodle?
The soft noodle. The Rudy J.
The Rudy J.
When you walk into the Golf Club of Texas Pro Shop, ask for the Rudy J special, and they're going to give you a soft noodle.
They will. And then you can decide what you want to do with it.
Look, it's a great cheap ball. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Well, I mean, that's why it's the Rudy J special, because so what they did, they know how, I mean, Rudy's coming out here a lot, playing a lot of golf, but he buys a whole box of golf balls every time he comes out here because he loses so many. So he goes with the least expensive. Rudy's not going to lose an expensive ball. So he goes with the soft noodle, and if he loses, he doesn't care. But they realized how many he was buying, so they ordered the whole factory and put them on display here called the Rudy J Special.
You know what's great about doing a live broadcast and having a live audience of it? We can make fun of anybody we want to over there.
Yep.
And there's really nothing they can do about it.
Well,
It's awesome.
Well, I mean, and again, Rudy won't defend himself.
No, he will.
Because he knows it's true.
He's gonna hammer us tomorrow morning on R&R in the morning.
I'm on a 7 a.m. flight. I don't give a damn. It's my Friday. See, Rudy is finally helping over there, doing what Rudy does best.
Taking pictures.
He's the photographer. Here's a girl dad that knows. He's got to get the photos at the right angle, make sure they check, get the approval, take them again, let them check, approve, and then finally it's postable.
Absolutely.
There is a routine to it.
You talk about frustration, man, and you feel that.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many. No, take another one.
Yep.
No, take another one.
Yep.
No, it's like, no, that's enough.
No. Daddy, take another one.
No.
You don't ever tell them no.
Then they hand it to one of their friends to do it.
Although, I know that when we take photos, TV guy Joe comes out. Now let's do another one.
I know. I've never said that. Well, maybe once.
Today. Just today.
Now, that was because I missed the putt. That's all. I wanted to make the putt for the video, and I never did. So we're going to run out of battery.
Yeah, 4 takes. All right, dude. You're just not going to make the putt on video.
No, I'm
right?
not a pressure player, apparently.
Clearly. It's 4:06.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
It is time for the Headline Blitz here on the Blitz. And let's start with the Dallas Stars. And as a hockey fan, as a Stars fan, if I somehow encouraged you to watch hockey last night and you did, I apologize. Because I have no idea what that was last night other than an embarrassment of sportsmanship, of hockey. I mean, if you watched last night and that was your first hockey game, I'm sorry, because that was crap. I have no idea what was going on last night. We get off the air at 7. That game started a little after 7 o'clock. I get home at 7:30. I walk in the door. There's not even 8 minutes gone in the game, and the Dallas Stars were down 3-0, and their team captain, Jamie Benn, damn near tried to take another player's head off and got kicked out of the game. They only got 42 seconds of ice time last night from one of your best offensive players. Then another one of their offensive stars got hurt about a minute and a half in. That was a disaster last night.
Well, look, you can't help the injury, but I bet I watched more hockey today watching that Ben guy try to take that dude's head off. Now, that was entertaining.
I mean, it was. But to give you an idea, Jamie Benn is a team captain. What you saw from Jamie Benn last night, and if you just realized who he is, I've never seen that from him before. He is a much smarter player. To put in an analogy that is relatable, if Draymond Green had done something like that, you go, oh, that's Draymond, right?
Right.
There are goons in hockey where on your team you got your enforcer types that are going to do something stupid or get into a fight, send a message. You got those guys.
I got that, sure.
That's not Jamie Benn. That would be like Steph Curry doing something like that. That would be like, it's the first quarter of the NFC Championship game, and Dak Prescott takes off his helmet and hits a defensive end in the face and gets kicked out of the game. You wouldn't see that from Dak. You wouldn't expect that from Dak, just like you wouldn't from Steph Curry. I don't know what the hell Jamie Benn was thinking last night.
I mean, he was obviously it had to have something to do with something that had happened, not necessarily in last night's game, but maybe game 3. And he was just trying to retaliate because he saw who that dude was once he was down on the ice. And he just lost his mind.
He attacked him.
Yeah, he lost his mind, went down with the stick and right on the guy's neck. I mean, it was really unsportsmanlike conduct. It was horrible. They penalized him for 5 minutes until they reviewed it, and then they kicked him out.
So they gave him a 5-minute major. So that means the other team's on a power play for 5 minutes. They've got a man advantage. Normally a power play is 2 minutes. If you score, the power play is over. On a 5-minute power play, You score as many as you can during that 5 minutes with that man advantage. Though he got that, then they reviewed it and he got a game misconduct, so he got kicked out. Las Vegas scored 2 goals during that 5-minute power play, and what sucks is the Stars had a chance at one. One hit the post. They had another hit the crossbar, but their goalie Otter, he was done after 8 minutes. Gave up 3 goals, and the coach pulled him. It was just a disaster.
It was a disaster. It's 3-0 in that series now, and
yeah.
I just want everybody to know, as we're sitting eating lunch, getting ready for the show, Jason Minix actually believes that the Dallas Stars still have a chance to come back in this series and win it.
Is that what I said?
That's exactly what you said.
Is that what I said?
Yes.
You said, is it over? And I said, yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
In hockey, you have seen teams come back from down 0-3. But with what I've seen in this series at this point, no.
Boy, I'm going to have to start recording these conversations.
Please don't.
I am.
I mean, for your protection. Please don't. Speaking of protection.
Oh, my.
Interesting story broke earlier today. The police in Memphis, Shelby County, went to the house of John Morant on a welfare check after he had a post on Instagram that scared a whole lot of people. And when you see the photos, you look at, it was a goodbye, right? Now, the police say they went and checked on him. He's fine. But it was his goodbye media. But a lot of people saw that and thought he was on suicide watch.
And why wouldn't you? Because he started with his mother, went to his father, then went to his daughter in 3 separate pictures.
Saying, I love you.
And right. And then the final one was just a BYE.
Said bye.
That's it.
And if you saw that,
I mean, it looked like a suicide note.
It would have come across as, is this guy reaching out for help? Is this guy going to harm himself?
Yes.
Even if he wasn't in trouble, if he didn't feel like everybody was against him. You see that Instagram post from John Morant, knowing that he's been suspended, all the negative press that he's been a part of. And yeah, I don't blame anybody for thinking that was a cry for help, that's a guy who we know has guns, could harm himself.
Right. And somebody, maybe his family members or friends, saw that post and immediately called the police to request a welfare check. And I'm glad they did, and I'm glad he's fine. But you got to figure that John Morant's going through some things right now, and I hope that everything works out for him.
And in this case, police go and they check on him. They say he's fine. He's leaving social media. I hope that's the case. I hope if he needs help, ask for help, he gets that help. But for the record, next time you decide, anybody, that, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm not checking on Facebook anymore, forget it, I'm not going to be on Instagram anymore, all you got to do is say that.
Yeah, that would be better.
You know what, guys, this has been fun. Instagram has gotten me into a lot of trouble, so I'm not going to be on here. I'm getting off of all the social media. So there are no questions as to what are you saying goodbye to.
Exactly.
Because that post, you see it. I don't know if you can actually see that post and think anything other than this is a kid that's about to do something that ain't good.
Well, and we weren't the only ones that thought that, obviously.
Yeah.
Somebody called the cops and said, hey, you need to go check on this guy, please.
Now, as we try to interpret social media posts, and you kind of have to do that in 2023, which, for old dudes like me and Joe, sometimes that's a little bit difficult trying to translate what somebody is meaning on their social media post. It feels like, as we play social media detective, that Lane Kiffin is taking shots at Jimbo and the Texas A&M Aggies.
And why wouldn't he be? I love Lane Kiffin. I know a lot of people don't. I like him. And he should take shots at Jimbo Fisher. It adds to college football, adds to the rivalries, and all of that stuff. What did he say?
Now, all we know, now again, maybe he's taking a shot at, I don't know. But he posted last night a photo. He's watching Moneyball. And so he posts and he just put at Ole Miss FB for Ole Miss football. And, it's the description of Moneyball. And by now you all know what Moneyball is. And then later on, he posts when they've got the New York Yankees salary and the Oakland A's salary. He's got the question emoji, with the hand on the chin.
Yeah.
And then at T and then ... the same number of dots that would spell out Texas, a space, and then 3 more dots, as if it were A&M. Now, I'm not a detective, but that sounds like he was trying to spell out at Texas A&M, saying, look, the Ole Miss collective is doing just fine, but
Sure.
it's nothing compared to the collective that Jimbo has up there in College Station.
No question. I love it. I think it's great for college football to have a guy like Lane Kiffin that's not afraid to take some shots like that is fantastic. By the way, Jason, this will interest you. Jamie Benn has been suspended 2 games by the NHL, so he won't be available for Game 4 and a Game 5 if that is necessary.
Idiot.
Idiot.
Just an idiotic. There's nothing more to say.
You hurt your team
I damn near
tremendously.
said something on the radio that could get me fired.
Well,
and suspended for 2 games.
Probably more than that.
And literally, that's what he did. I mean, quite honestly, what he did was assault. I am not surprised that he's been suspended.
Well, he just cost his team. That's what he did.
He cost his team last night and in the next game. The difference is in the next game, they'll have a plan without him, but he's their captain. He's one of their best players. I'm not surprised, but that is disappointing coming, especially from a player like Jamie. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star out at the Golf Club of Texas on this Wednesday afternoon as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Tin Cup Bar. Come hang out with us. Party with us. They got lots of drinks, including Fireball for Gabe. They got great food, drink specials, a bounce house for the kids. Come hang out with us here at the Golf Club of Texas. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they've got a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and they are green certified. 210-651-5899. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Garage clutter got you down? Garageization will help improve that mood. Cabinets, shelving, workbenches, overhead racks, slat wall. They even do floors. Oh my! GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com for more info. GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
Get yourself a Kinetico water system. I'm a huge fan of Kinetico water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Kinetico water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Kinetico water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. Kinetico is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old junky water softeners. So for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Kinetico today.
This is Chris Canepa with Kinetico in San Antonio in the Hill Country.
I'll let you try the Kinetico water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Kinetico is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Kinetico.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around, you know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control rental and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Is it time for a new lawnmower? Visit our Crush the Summer sale at Bill's Tractor and Equipment. Bill's Tractor and Skag have teamed up to bring you incredible savings on residential and commercial mowers just in time for the summer season. Skag mowers are tougher than any job you could throw at them, tough and heavy. Skag is simply the best. 0% financing is available on select models with approved credit. Bill's Tractor has been helping Texans with their mower and equipment needs for over 35 years. Come by Bill's Tractor and test drive a new Skag mower or go to billstractor.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
In my job, I never held back. I played hurt, and I pushed through the pain. Sound familiar?
Football legend Emmitt Smith had a reputation for just grinding through the injuries and pain over and over. That may be you. And QC Kinetics sees patients every day who are exhausted from dealing with the persistent pain.
A lot of you work physically demanding jobs. You stand, you climb, you bend down, you reach up, and if you have joint pain, it takes all you got to earn a living. But it's time you know about QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative treatments, help relieve that debilitating joint pain without surgeries or downtime. These are natural solutions that use your body's own healing properties to give you lasting relief from the soreness and achiness.
You got a job to do. I get it. But now you don't have to suffer through the pain. Check out my friends over at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we get you ready for Heat Celtics Game 5, Wemby Watch 2023, and we check in on Cowboys minicamp, see what's going on up there. Now, back to the Blitz. Joe, I know you got that white belt on. You're at a golf course.
Uh-huh. Where's your white belt, Ryan Eagle?
I didn't tuck my shirt in, so I don't need a belt.
So if you don't tuck your shirt in, you don't need a belt?
Well, I don't need a belt, no. I wear the belt for, it's stylish. It looks good. When you come out to play golf, you tuck your shirt in like a gentleman.
So you're at a golf course.
White belt looks perfect
so you're not
with
a gentleman today?
Well, I'm over here with you.
So you're not a gentleman
So I'm
today?
not a gentleman today, no. And I didn't get a chance to go play golf today.
Trying to look around over here. I don't see very many people with a tucked-in shirt.
Well,
except for that guy in the red shirt.
Exactly.
He's tucked in, but no white belt.
He doesn't have a white belt on?
No, he's got on white shorts.
Oh, well, that's perfect. What color belt does he have on?
Brown.
It's a brown belt?
I'm going to guess that's a reversible belt.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, it could be a black belt if he turned it around.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Dude, that's my style of belt, too.
Sir, have you ever tried a white belt? That would look sharp with that outfit.
A white belt. Yeah, you could call him an idiot.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
No. And you talk all this noise about your white belt, and yet you don't wear it.
Dude,
I know, you just explained.
It's like wearing a tie. If I don't have to wear a tie, I'm not going to.
Well, why didn't you tuck your shirt in so you can wear your white belt to the golf course?
Well, because I'm sitting here and nobody can see me.
You're not going to walk around
Well,
at all?
I probably will.
I mean, let's see. It's 4:24. We've been on the air now. What time do we start? 3?
3.
So we've been on the air for an hour and 24 minutes. You've gotten up twice to go to the restroom. So, yeah, people can see you.
I said that's the other problem. Takes longer to go to the restroom. Yeah, you got to take that white belt, unbuckle that
Dude,
thing.
you just unzip.
Well,
don't tell me you're a guy that has to unbuckle to pee.
For you average guys, that might work out.
So you sit to pee?
No.
So you're the guy that undoes and has you're standing at the urinal with your pants at your ankle?
No. I see where you're going with this. Sometimes the zipper just doesn't go down far enough. That's the problem, right? And I already told you about my fear.
There's
I already
some
told you
bad
about
things that have happened to you, Joe.
my fear of zipping up too quick.
Well, again, be cautious.
You have to be.
Always.
You have to be.
Always. At Joe Reinagle 210, you can tweet at me at Jason Minix, or better yet, just come hang out with us here at the Golf Club of Texas, at the Tin Cup Bar out here, as the Tin Cup Bar celebrates their 1-year anniversary. And you think about a lot of times here on the Blitz, we talk about, our show, we kind of design it as if we're sitting around a bar BSing with your buddies, right? Some of the topics are that way, like this one. Who would you rather have, a Dalvin Cook or DeAndre Hopkins? For example, if they both are cut next week, post June 1 cuts, because both of them have untradeable contracts, both of them seem to not want to be on their current teams, and seems like their current teams would like to move on from them because of their contracts. So all things equal, they get released and they're both cheap. So I don't want to hear, Hopkins is going to cost you $20 million and we can't do that. Let's we're just BSing right now. Don't let facts get in the way of a good debate here. Would you rather have a Dalvin Cook on the Cowboys or a DeAndre Hopkins?
Dalvin Cook, without a doubt. I mean, it's easy for me to say that. And I love DeAndre Hopkins. But I think the Cowboys they are in better shape at wide receiver than they are at running back at this point in time, unless they do something. I would love to see a Dalvin Cook in a Cowboy uniform. I think that would be fantastic. He would help this team. I think he and Tony Pollard would complement each other. So for me, it's easy. Dalvin.
And again, that's not a wrong answer. I like DeAndre Hopkins for the sense of that dude is a freak wide receiver. And sure, the Cowboys say they're going to not throw it as much. But when I think about DeAndre Hopkins in the red zone, the target that he is, not really 100% sure what we have at tight end. Not really sure what kind of red zone guy in this Cowboys offense Brandon Cooks can be. We know what CeeDee Lamb can do. You know what Michael Gallup can do. We've seen both of those guys do some acrobatic stuff in the end zone and come down with the football. We've seen DeAndre Hopkins make catch after catch after catch. Plus, after the top 3 for the Cowboys wide receivers, there is a significant drop. So if there's an injury to one of those 3 guys, I think Hopkins is a better insurance policy for the Cowboys offense than a Dalvin Cook. Partly because I can go get a running back. I can't go get another DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, here's the problem, though, too. If you have a DeAndre Hopkins, does he come in and automatically acquiesce to CeeDee Lamb?
Yes.
Okay, well, what if he doesn't want to do that? Because I'll be honest with you, DeAndre Hopkins is a better wide receiver than CeeDee Lamb all day, every day.
I think at one point you could probably say that.
I would say it right now.
I mean, injuries, suspensions.
All day, every day.
I think you would have a case, but I think DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, but you look at teams that he's been linked to. If he goes to Buffalo, do you think Stefan's going to say, you know what, D-Hop, you're the number 1 guy. I'm going to be number 2. You look at what are some of the Eagles?
Well, Stephon Diggs is better than DeAndre Hopkins.
You look at the Eagles. If he ends up with the Eagles.
A.J. Brown, I could make that case. CeeDee Lamb, I can't make that case. Are you seriously putting CeeDee Lamb in the category with A.J. Brown and Stephon Diggs?
Do you not think CeeDee Lamb is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL?
I'm not. No, I don't. I think he's good. But I don't think he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
You know, you've been down on that guy for ever. And sometimes I can't talk sense into a rock.
Well, the problem is, Jason, anytime a rock puts on a Dallas Cowboys helmet, they're the greatest of all time.
See, that's not true. But I think the stats also, and every other list that other people put together that aren't Cowboy fans, you're going to have CeeDee Lamb in that top 10. I mean, he's one of those guys. That's why he is a number one wide receiver. That's why he's going to get paid, which is why I think the Cowboys, even though they picked up his fifth-year option, need to get that deal done sooner rather than later because the wide receiver salaries are only going up.
Well, I think that's why they did it. So they've got some time to figure out exactly who they're going to go with first and who comes second. And they've got a pecking order, right? So, and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they do that with Micah Parsons, right? Just to buy themselves some time. Why do you pay somebody when you don't have to? And I get where you're coming from, and you make a good point when you're talking about the salaries are going to go up. But if you don't have to pay the guy, you don't. And I'll be honest with you, and you were absolutely right. And I wish I could get over that. And maybe this year will prove me wrong. And I hope it does. But I'm just not sold right now on this day, whatever day this is in May.
The 24th.
The CeeDee Lamb is the guy. I just can't get over that step of calling him the guy. Now, maybe he proves me wrong, and again, I hope he does.
And there are times, and I'm with you on this, where I've watched him, and I'm like, dude, if you're going to be the number one, you've got to go be the number one. But then you look at some of his games, and he is. And I think sometimes it comes back to Dak. Dak can't be afraid to throw him open, and too many times with Dak that if you're not open, he's going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was going to the tight end.
Yeah.
Where you look at, say, an Aaron Rodgers will throw his wide receivers open.
Will.
And doing that a little bit more last year and led the league in interceptions.
Well, some of those weren't trying to. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think Wemby could have caught some of those balls that Dak threw over heads.
Well, no, I think Wemby could.
Maybe.
Yeah. You can't overthrow a Wemby.
Maybe Wemby could play for the Cowboys and the Spurs. He's a unicorn. That's what I hear, an alien.
Oh, here we go.
Man, I'm just saying, maybe he can play
you're not
both.
sold on Wemby either, are
No,
you?
that's not true.
Is that what I
That's absolutely not true.
That was a very sarcastic, he's a unicorn.
With CeeDee.
He's an alien.
Well, I'm sick of hearing it, okay? He's an alien. He's a unicorn.
Well, he is. He is.
Okay, I hope he is. Prove me wrong.
I just know.
You know, all these people get mad at me, Minix, for not apologizing, for saying things.
210.
Yeah, that's great. Prove me wrong. That's all. Prove me wrong. I hope he does. I hope he does. We're talking about CeeDee Lamb, by the way.
Oh, I thought we were talking Wemby
Well,
still.
Wemby.
Ain't nobody called
CeeDee
Lamb an alien or a unicorn.
No, they sure didn't. CeeDee Lamb has got a resume in the NFL. Wemby does not. Let's give him a
Wemby
resume.
will never have a resume in the NFL.
Let's get Wemby a resume in the NBA, and then we can decide from there.
That's why he's called a great prospect. It's a prospect.
He's a prospect.
By definition, a prospect. Bubba Rivas on YouTube says, on R&R this morning, Rob said there is video of Hopkins not looking too excited if he was to play with Dak this season. There is that video.
I saw that, yeah.
Now, they're asking about 5 in this video. They're asking about 5 quarterbacks, and the host of the show are talking about Dak, and he kind of shakes his head no. But this was a recent video after D-Hop was training in Dallas, putting out those videos in Dallas with Des Bryant. And I kind of feel like some of what you're hearing negative from DeAndre Hopkins, or just that reaction in that video, is he knows Dak isn't an option. The Cowboys aren't going to go make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins at this point. They're not. So when I think about all the quarterbacks that he listed, were all realistic options for DeAndre Hopkins.
If no team's going to go make a trade for him, if what you're saying is true. That he's going to be a June 1 casualty, then why would anybody trade for the guy? They're going to wait till he gets released and then go get him. And I guarantee you, once he's released, once Dalvin Cook is released, there'll be a lot of suitors for both of those guys.
There will, but again, when you look at need, kind of like what we're talking, to your point on Dalvin Cook, the Cowboys don't need a DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
But
No, they don't.
The idea of the topic is ain't what we need, it's what we want. Kind of like
about-
shopping in the pro shop.
Well, how about both of them then?
Let's get greedy.
That'd be all right.
Add
wouldn't
in
it?
Adrian
Sure.
Peterson, too.
Sure.
Why not?
Of course.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric at my house over the years for a variety of projects. They've added extra outlets in the garage because, you know, the builder never gives you enough. A spotlight over one of my grills outside. Dimmer lights in the living room. They were out recently to fix a switch that stopped working. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or go to the website hill-electric.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Major League Baseball this afternoon, a couple of businessman specials. The Texas Rangers, good afternoon for them. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-2. Houston, however, got shut out in Milwaukee 4-0. And for all you hockey types, Dallas Stars Jamie Benn. He's been suspended for 2 games for cross-checking against the Las Vegas Knights last night. The Blitz continues next.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. Or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. That's 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective. potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-789-4407 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-789-4407 now. Again, 800-789-4407. That's 800-789-4407.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live on this Wednesday afternoon out at the Golf Club of Texas, hanging out at the Tin Cup Bar, which is the bar here. They're celebrating a one-year anniversary here for the Tin Cup Bar.
You know, they were showing, I was talking to the guy over there who's about to get his own white belt.
I don't think that's what he said.
No, it's exactly what he said. He can't wait to go get a white belt.
Yeah.
But he was telling me about that he's been a member out here since they built this. So he saw it go up.
Oh, gee, huh?
Really enjoys that. Plus, they put the lights on the driving range over here, which I think is a cool feature, so you can practice when in the dark. It's nice.
So a lighted driving range.
Isn't that cool?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's cool. And again, and you mentioned they do have membership, but it is open to the public.
Absolutely.
The restaurant is open to the public, family friendly. They got a bounce house here for the kids for today's one-year celebration, but you don't have to be a member to come out here and play or use the facilities. It's country club feel without being a country club.
That's exactly what it is. A country club, but you're not, and it doesn't cost like a country club. I mean, anybody can come out here and play.
Absolutely, and the course is in great shape.
It really is. I'm looking at it right now, just drooling. I wish I was out there.
Is that why you're drooling?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to be out there.
Dude over there with a white belt.
Yeah, even see that.
Joe Reinagel special.
And watch how good that guy plays. And it reminds me of me.
That reminds me of
look,
you?
the posture's perfect.
Uh-huh.
Arms are down, keeping his head still, looking out there. He's got to remember he's on the driving range, though, dude. Okay, it's not Sunday at the Masters.
Yeah, I can't tell him that. But then again, that does remind me of Joe Reinagel. It ain't Sunday at the Masters. You're not Michael Block.
No.
Even though
I wish I was.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yo, you were right.
Yes, I was. Thank you. Can you record that pledge?
Everything we say is recorded.
Good.
It's there. I thought that the Eastern Conference Finals would end last night.
Uh-huh.
The Miami Heat showed up for a half, and then Boston showed up. Was last night more about Boston or more about Miami?
I think it was a little bit of both, Jason, because in the second half, Boston was making some shots, which is something that they have not been able to do. They were also getting to the basket as well. And it looked like Miami, once things started to go south for them, it's like, we're up 3-0.
Yeah, they played like they had nothing to lose because there is another tomorrow, and they've got a couple of tomorrows. But when I asked, was it more Miami or more Boston? You listen to Eric Spoelstra about what went wrong, and it kind of feels like it was more Miami than it was Boston.
You think so? You think so?
Well, this is where Eric Spoelstra would jump in and talk to us.
Oh, maybe he's going over the game plan for Game 5.
It might be. Eric, I thought you were ready to go.
Yeah.
But he really talked all about what went wrong, and it was really more on Miami. And I thought it was interesting that while Eric Spoelstra, as coaches do, gave credit to what Boston did, that you look at it and you sit there and it was Miami just leaving wide open shots. I mean, Boston hit a lot of threes, but man, they were open. The intensity wasn't there from the Miami Heat.
I agree with you. And Doris Burke said as much on the broadcast last night, that it looked like Miami was just satisfied with where they were at with a big lead. And if they won, had it been close down the end, maybe things would have been different. But when they started going south, they kind of cashed it in a little bit. But look, I think Eric Spoelstra is going to make some adjustments, obviously, for Game 5. And the problem with Boston is you just don't know which team's going to show up. I thought they would win last night just simply because they have so much talent on that team, and that talent showed up. The problem is they get in their head too much. They really do, and Miami took advantage of that in the first 3 games, and they'll be able to do that again. Boston's not going to win 4 straight to take this series.
Although it's interesting because if there was ever going to be a time, and while it's never happened in the NBA, at some point it will happen. At some point, and we've seen it, a 16 seed beat a 1. Mm-hmm. At some point, we've seen it in baseball. We've seen it in hockey. A team down 0-3 wins a series. You look at this series, and would you be surprised if Boston became the first team to overcome an 0-3 deficit playing this Miami team?
Maybe not completely surprised, but I would be a little bit, what did Miami do? I mean, did they just fall apart? The wheels come off? Well, because I think that's going to have to happen. I just don't think Boston I think they're good enough.
Well, that's it. Boston is a better basketball team than the Miami Heat, but are they playing better? If you showed up, random game, Boston is better. I mean, go back to the reason all of us picked Boston to win this series. And I'll go back to what I said last week. I like this Miami Heat team. I really like them. I think they can be competitive, but I don't see how they beat Boston 4 times. So I picked Boston. I picked Boston in 6, which clearly now it's Boston in 7. But when you look at it, it's because Boston is a better basketball team. Every time these 2 teams take the floor, Boston should win if they play their game. The question is this Boston team mentally strong enough to play their game 3 more times and win the series?
And the fact that we're having to ask that is really sad.
Yep.
Look, I thought Boston had their their stuff together. But coming back and beating Philadelphia the way the big win in Game 6 in Philly and then closing them out in 7 at home, I thought, man, this Boston team now has got it together and they're rolling. You talk about being surprised. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, I was like shocked. I couldn't believe it. So, okay, well, they're going to split and come home, and then they lose that game. And I'm like, man, what in the world is going on? And you could just see the fog in the heads of the Boston Celtics. They were just out of whack for whatever reason. And that's what shocked me more than anything. Would it be a surprise if they came back? Yeah, to some extent. But I guess I wouldn't be overly shocked. I mean, they are a good basketball team. They've got some good young talent, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
What do you guys think? On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me, at Jason Minix. You can always dial up or text the Kia Bossa Smoke Meats phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We're live out here at the Golf Club of Texas. Better yet, come see us here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar, celebrating their 1-year anniversary. We're here till 7. The party will go on well after 7, and bring the whole family. They got a bounce house for the kids. They got Fireball for Gabe. They got everything out here. Whatever you might need, they have it here. So come hang out with us here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's time to play Stump the Experts, where today we'll try to stump Derek and Carlos, personal injury lawyers at Hilly & Solis, otherwise known as the Rexperts.
Hi, Harry. Fire away.
Carlos, how long after an accident do you have to file a personal injury lawsuit?
Well, Harry, there's a 2-year statute of limitations on filing.
Correcto, Rexpert man. Now, Derek, if a company goes bankrupt, can you still win and collect a big settlement?
You definitely can if the company had insurance.
Hey, guys, one more question. How do you like my new baby blue suit with matching shoes and belt?
Honestly, that should be illegal.
Hurt in a wreck? You need to call the Rexperts at Hilly & Solis Law. Millions in settlements and no BS. The Rexperts are former prosecutors who are comfortable in the courtroom, and the Rexperts don't get paid unless your settlement is secured. See if your crash could turn into cash with the Rexperts, your accident injury lawsuit experts.
Experts are the way to go. Call 446-5000.
Call 1-877-RECT.
Progressive Insurance protects people's cars, homes, and other vehicles. But if you've ever seen our commercials or even just heard our name, you probably already knew that. What you may not know is that we support Humble Design, a nonprofit that furnishes homes for families and veterans emerging from homelessness. Because a little help goes a long way. And a lot of help, well, you get the idea. Now, if you already knew all of this about Progressive Insurance, we're impressed. We'll have to find something else cool to tell you next time. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm gonna let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Jason Minix from the Blitz here with Colin Plume, the CEO of Noble Gold Investments, and their website, noblegoldinvestments.com. Colin, you mentioned the last couple of years have been busy for you. You've got people working 7 days a week. I think about all the news right years devaluing the dollar. What has that meant for your business there at noblegoldinvestments.com?
I think we've always been busy, but since the pandemic, gold became very, very popular. Silver became very, very popular. First year of the pandemic, it was very difficult to get any metal, any gold and silver. We were able to because I have relationships all over the world and all over the country. And actually in the last 2 years, I'm proud to say with my team, our staff, we've sold over $1 billion just in the last 2 years. Gold got all the way down to $1,400 beginning of the pandemic, and now we're sitting over $2,000 today, about 2.5 years later.
Learn more at the website noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Thursday, May 25th is Customer Appreciation Day at Twin Peaks, and they're celebrating with an epic deal on their famous wings. Just buy 6 and get 6 more for free. Valid in-store at Twin Peaks on bone-in, breaded, or naked-style wings with the purchase of a Peak Signature 22-ounce draft soda or tea.
Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. Friendly staff here where you have a variety of friendly conversations. So we were talking with Bo LaHue earlier, right? And Bo, he's the boss man out here, and he notices things that most people don't. So we're having lunch here, having some cheeseburgers as we were show prepping. And he walks up and he's saying hello. And he's like, so you're not a top button guy. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Well, what does that mean? And he looked at you and go, you're not a top button guy either.
I don't know what that means, although he explained it.
Well, that's it.
So,
no, like Rudy J's checking his button. Rudy J is a top button guy. Rudy, if there's a button, he's going to use it, right?
Well, that's what they put them there for, right?
Well, I mean, but you don't use all your buttons.
I don't.
Right?
Look, I don't like a tug at the neck. All right? So I want to be as free as I can be in the neck area right there. Yeah, a little air goes down the collar right out the bottom. It's perfect.
You know, it's interesting because it depends on the shirt, right? So, you know, my daughter's now 24, but I don't know, when she was about 12 or whatever, she told me, it made me very self-conscious. If your shirt's open too much, you're showing too much chest hair. That's bad.
I don't have that problem.
Well, you know, but I do. So if you know, when I'm getting dressed, you know, you're like, if I see too much chest hair and it would disappoint or horrify my daughter, then I'll use that extra button. Otherwise, but it really does depend on the shirt. But there are some people like a Rudy J, like a Bola Hugh, that they'll use every button. I mean, if it's there, they're going all the way.
Well, and whatever, you know, whatever floats their boat, that's good. I'm happy for them, but I don't like a tug at the neck. That I wore a tie for 25 years.
Well, that's it.
And if I don't have to wear a tie again in my entire life from here on out, I won't. So I don't want anything tugging in my neck. I used to tug on it, kind of like that Rodney Dangerfield thing, right? I get no respect at all. You know who Rodney Dangerfield is?
Of course I know who Rodney Dangerfield is. Oh, of course.
So I don't like doing that. I don't like having anything wrapped around my neck, and especially like Rudy over there is wearing a golf shirt and he's got it buttoned up all the way.
All the way.
I don't know how he does that.
Well, he's hiding those prison tattoos.
Is that what it is?
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if Rudy had a some sort of tattoo there because he's always buttoned up.
Yeah, he's and he looks sharp. All right, I get that, but I can't do it.
I don't do it either. I mean, it's just like ties, and I don't do well in ties to begin with. But you tie, you know, I don't like that. So I don't. But I thought, what an interesting thing for somebody to notice.
Well, it is kind of weird, right? Because I would have never said that. Hey, Jason, you're a one-button guy, or Bo, you're a two-button guy.
Well, you see some
or Rudy's
people,
a five-button guy.
You know, like I look at like Bo's wearing a shirt that buttons all the way up. I mean, you know, and he's using every button possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there are some people that would have it like unbuttoned to mid chest, right?
Now nobody who's going to do that,
right? I mean, you know, you've got to have the right chest to do that, but most people that don't have the right chest to do that.
Well,
right?
I have the right chest to do that, but I'm not going to do it.
You really don't. Nobody needs to see your chesticles hanging out.
Well, they do. And
they really don't.
People ask all the time.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Oh my goodness.
They really
but
don't.
that was a weird thing. And you know, you just never know what people notice. My father used to tell me all the time, don't ever walk around in dirty shoes because people notice your shoes.
That they're dirty?
Well, or they're clean. One of the two. I don't know.
Well, if your shoes are dirty,
people will notice.
Well, like define dirty. Like if you just walk through the mud, that's one thing. But if they look like, well, you've had those shoes for a long time, those things must be comfortable.
No, well, my dad was a pharmaceutical salesman, among other things. And so he had to wear
and back then he would polish the shoes.
He had to wear a dress shoe. Well, he would have them polished, right? Because back then you had barbershops, right? You go in and
while you were reading the newspaper.
Right. They would do the shoes. And Andy Griffith was sitting there whistling at you.
Yeah.
But, you know, so he would always shine your shoes, clean your shoes, whatever. And he said, you know, people notice that stuff. It's just weird.
You know, the military, I mean, in me, my dad being retired military, you know, shining shoes was the thing. But, you know, like tennis shoes, you know, I do have, you know, shoe wipes. You know, so I mean, when they get a little dirty, you clean them up. But for the most part,
I just spray a little Windex on there with a paper towel.
You know, Windex
works great.
I get shoe wipes.
Works great.
Shoe wipes.
Well, I got Windex and a paper towel.
Dude, I mean, I think you feel classier if you've got a little container of shoe wipes.
I'm sure I would. Yeah, I'm sure I would. Classier with shoe wipes. Well, I don't know where the hell do you even get shoe wipes
Amazon?
From? Oh, Amazon.
They bring them right to the house.
See, I support local, pal. All right, HEB has Windex and paper towels.
Yeah, that's supporting local.
It seems to work fine, although.
What was the last time you used the Windex on those shoes?
It's
been a while.
These, I got a problem with I got a white belt and white shoes, but these Pumas, I really like them. But I think they've seen their better days. Maybe times for some new Pumas.
I don't. I mean,
I don't have friends that get me $200 shoes for my birthday, like you do.
Well, you need better friends.
I guess so.
I mean, you really do need better friends.
Apparently so.
When
and
it comes
it's like,
to that, you just really need to get better friends.
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing there.
I guess
just get better friends.
Well,
but that better friend also said I needed to get shoe wipes for those expensive shoes.
Is that what he said?
So I ordered shoe wipes because Rob Thompson told me to.
We just got a note here handed to us by a fine young man right there. It says, I owe y'all a drink since Lakers lost. A bet's a bet.
I don't know that he's old enough to buy us a drink.
You might want to hand this to Michael Jimenez, who doesn't know what a bet is or how to pay up from one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you hear that today?
What's that?
They made a bet with Spence and then didn't pay up.
He didn't pay up?
Didn't pay up.
Well, wait a minute. But I didn't hear Spence on the show today.
Well, I think he hurt Spence's feelings.
He had to go buy his own lunch?
He did. I think he hurt Spence's feelings.
Because I saw Jimenez tweet this out. If you lose a lunch bet, when are you supposed to pay up that bet? It should be, in my mind, the next day.
Of course it should be.
Unless agreed upon at the time of the bet. That's not one of those things that just hangs out there until you decide it's time to eat, right? If we have
that sounded funny.
If like you and I have a bet, we're paying up ASAP.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you that's when we're going to do it. Because I saw Tim Spence tweet last night that he's on fire. He's won another one, and he was looking for lunch suggestions because quite frankly, I think Tim let Jimenez off the hook by betting in and out last time. So I said, dude, brisket sandwich from Barbecue Station.
Well, the problem was, and God bless Pledge, because Pledge wasn't letting Jimenez off the hook at all. But it's like Jimenez not only didn't bring Spence anything, he got tacos, then he went to H-E-B and got a tub of fruit and didn't bring Spence anything. Brought all of that into the studio and was eating it right there in front of everybody.
What did he bring Pledge?
Nothing.
So a rare day that James Pledger wasn't fed by Mike Jimenez.
Yeah, well, apparently. Well, Mike didn't feel like feeding anybody today.
That's kind of crap.
Even though he lost the bet.
That's chicken plate.
Yeah, it is.
So you show up for lunch, especially when you know you owe somebody lunch. You've got to bring them lunch.
I agree.
You don't have forever to decide when you're going to pay that off.
Well, apparently not.
There are some people out there, you make a bet, you don't pay off some enough, somebody's coming to break a leg.
Well, I'm okay with it if you're coming in and say, oh, man, I'm running late. I'm sorry. I'll catch you tomorrow. But when you come in with about 10 bags of food and they're all for you,
well,
that's a problem.
And again, we do this. If I'm somewhere, you're somewhere, you're coming to office, there'll be a text. Hey, I'm at such and such. Want anything?
Yeah.
And Pledge always says yes.
Of course he does.
And at this point, I think Michael Jimenez is going to try to claim James Pledger on his taxes, but you got to feed the guy to be able to get that tax credit.
I think so.
Let's do Sports Center here on the Blitz.
This is the Blitz with Jason and Joe. KTFM, Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs made a big announcement today. They have a new investor. Her name is Kimberly Lewis of KSL Resources. Game 5 of the East Finals back in Beantown tomorrow night. Heat lead that best-of-7 set 3-1. Tip-off at 7:30. You can catch it right here on San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 7 o'clock. And why is Doc Rivers reportedly on the short list for the head coaching job in Phoenix?
He's unemployed. That's why.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. live on this Wednesday afternoon out at the Golf Club of Texas. A birthday party for the Tin Cup Bar. They're a year old today here at the Tin Cup Bar. Fantastic spot here at the Golf Club of Texas. The friendliest golf course in Texas. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You know how friendly they are here at the Golf Club of Texas?
How friendly are they?
So Rudy J is here. Now, Rudy J's superstar. He's getting the celebrity VIP treatment out here. And he does the commercials for the Golf Club of Texas. So, you know, they take great care of Rudy. It's kind of warm today. Rudy's wearing pants and a shirt buttoned all the way up, and he's eating hot wings. Now, I know Rudy well enough that Rudy probably said something. And it's hot out here, bro.
Uh-huh.
I saw Bo run. Not walk fast, literally run into the clubhouse, and then he comes out, and it's like the slowest 40 timing ever. I mean, Adam Schefter and his 40 at the combine could have beaten him here, but he delivered a table fan for Rudy, a fly fan, whatever.
It's to keep the flies away.
Now there's another guy who's walking out with several of them, but this one got run out. Not like when we say run it out, you know, you think about food service, run that to that table. They don't actually run.
I don't think Rudy has a shirt like this.
Bo was running out to deliver the fan to the table for Rudy. I mean, in about another 20 minutes, he's going to be toweling off the forehead. I mean, that's next. That is next.
Dude, he doesn't have a shirt like this, though.
Your flamingo shirt?
My flamingo shirt that I got today.
Yep.
Isn't that sharp?
That is that you will look good in that.
I will look sharp in that.
You will look good in that.
So I appreciate it, and I couldn't pass it by.
To give you an idea of how much I think that shirt is perfect for you, you're looking around for shirts, and I was like, here you go, Joe, this is perfect.
Yeah.
You're like, damn straight it is.
It was great, and I'm glad you saw that. I appreciate it.
Yep.
And now they're putting out the cornhole stuff.
Dude, it's a party out here.
It is a party out here.
It's a party out here.
All we need is you to come on out here and party with us. The Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. 1 year old today. And you know what? If you want to bring your sticks out here, you could do that, even if it gets dark.
Well, they got a lighted
driving range.
How
about that?
They got great food. They've got all the drink. They've got everything you need.
I wish I'd have gotten a better putter from the pro shop.
Oh, you're going to blame the putter?
I think it was the putter.
You're blaming the putter.
Think about it. It was the putter. And I'm the putty.
I don't know that you can blame the putter.
I think I'm going to.
I don't think that it's fair for you to blame the putter. In all fairness, it only took us 4 tries on that video for you to get the ball close to the hole. And as soon as we weren't recording, you did drain one.
I did.
Now, we're only talking about a 6-foot putt.
Well, I mean, how many other people can drain a 6-foot putt?
Well, those of us that brag about how great we are at golf,
I did.
A 6-foot putt should have been a gimme.
Well, it should be.
When we were setting this up, I was like, how far do you want to make this putt? And he said, well, I need to be close enough so I can make it on video.
That's exactly right.
and we were still too far away for you to make it on video.
Wow. You know, why did you get to read it or anything? And, you know,
what do you mean you didn't get to read it? We were out there for half an hour.
Sometimes you have the yips.
But you're going to blame the club.
The putter was off.
The putter was off.
Yeah.
See, somehow I think that the equipment that they have here for use, to rent, to borrow, is pretty good. Although I miss mine too, so I'm going to blame the putter. Mine lipped out.
Well, James is asking me to share my story about the 70-foot putt I drained.
Who's James?
I don't know. It was on our text line.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, if we got time,
of course.
You know, and Marcus Floyd can back me up on this, and I've still got my buddy Vinny Vincetta trying to find that video. But this was back in 2003, Jason. Back when the senior tour, they played it out at the Dominion. Well, they had a pro-am.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
James, do we have any background story time music?
Yeah, I can find
Okay, go.
All right,
go ahead.
thanks, James. This was back in 2003. We were out at the pro-am for the senior tour. That was back when Lee Trevino was still there and Chi-Chi Rodriguez and all those guys.
Yeah.
We're playing in this tournament and coming up on 18. Well, actually, it was number 9. Excuse me. Coming up, par 5. I hit the green in 2.
You hit the green in 2 on a par 5.
On a par 5. And but it was a long way from the hole.
Any Dominion type out there can verify number 9 is a par 5? Just ask.
Yes, of course they can.
All right.
18's a par 5 too, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
So I lined that putt up, and I drained it 70 feet away. 70 feet away, and I must have played that on TV, I don't know.
3 years?
Well, as long as they'd let me. They finally came and said, Joe, it's enough. That's enough. But Marcus Floyd was the photog. He was there. He can back me up on this. Bill Taylor was there. He saw it. He can back me up on this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who the pro was.
You, obviously.
No, it wasn't me. We were playing with a pro. It was a pro-am.
Yeah.
So whenever Rudy brags about his little, chinchy 60-footer.
65.
Whatever. I got 5 feet on him.
The difference is nobody except Marcus Floyd remembers that video. And
I wish Marcus would, text or call in or something and confirm this story.
Marcus has come up to me before and said, yeah, it's true. 70, but the video somewhere. You guys have over at Channel 5. I say you guys. You don't work there anymore.
I don't.
Channel 5, they got video that dates back to, I don't know, day one. Chris Maroo's first day is somewhere on video in the archives. Dan Cook's first day is somewhere in the archives. And they could pull that up. Something happens to, I don't know, let's say the day Jim Streety retires, and somewhere in the archives, Vinny Vincent is going to find video from his first win at Madison or his win number 300 at Madison. They're going to be able to find that video with no problem. Yet they can't seem to find this particular video in the archives.
Finding the video is not the problem. But 23, that was 20 years ago? I'm not sure they have a machine that can still play that kind of stuff.
Well, then how can they take video of Chris Maroo and figure out a way to play it?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, this isn't your house where you go a cassette tape. What do I do with this? This old VHS tape.
I have asked.
There are companies out there that can take your old slides that your grandma has and put them on a CD.
I have asked my good friends over there. Apparently, they're not as good of friends as I thought they were. But, I've asked, and no, it exists.
Clearly.
Marcus shot it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. You guys doubt me all you want.
You and Marcus have a lot of secrets that we got to help each other out with. So
we traveled together for 18 years.
Absolutely.
Pal.
So I would expect he would back you up on this.
Of course he would, because it's true. Marcus has never told a fib.
Never
in his whole life.
Never. Never.
I like this music. I feel like I'm in a lounge somewhere.
You feel, is this what Aaron Rodgers listens to in the darkness?
It must be. Dude, I'm falling asleep over here.
Story time with Joe.
That's it.
That was wonderful.
You're welcome, everybody.
So how about those Miami Heat? Unable to close it out last night against the Boston Celtics. And you look at this series and you say, okay, Boston got one. Could they actually get 3 more and come back from down 0-3? Let's talk about it with you. What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or you can get us on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube Live, you can always comment there. Your calls as we continue live out here at the Golf Club of Texas on this Wednesday afternoon as they celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Tin Cup Bar. We're coming up on a great holiday weekend. And, nobody plans on getting arrested, but somebody will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, you're going to the coast this weekend, license number 149. Remember the number for AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Macy's Memorial Day sale has everything you need to bring summer to your wardrobe and home with great specials like 25 to 40% off on-trend women's swimsuits, 30 to 40% off shoes and handbags you need now, and 20 to 60% off outdoor dinnerware and furniture. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days. See Macy's.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Staples has everything your business needs all in one place. Shipping supplies and services so you can fill orders from all over in one stop. Plus professional print and marketing services at your fingertips. And now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $20 back in rewards plus another $10 back with the Staples Connect app. And you'll find new deals in store every week on tech, chairs, and shipping supplies. Get everything for your business for less at Staples. Rewards offer ends 5/27. Limit 1. Redeemable in-store only.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Ready for some over-the-top professional football, San Antonio? San Antonio Gunslingers football games are played on a 50-yard field, which makes the action uniquely fast, up-close, over-the-wall, high-scoring, and fan-friendly. Come see your San Antonio Gunslingers take on the Jacksonville Sharks this Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Freeman Coliseum. Plus, this Sunday's San Antonio Gunslingers game is the Military Appreciation Game. The first 500 fans will receive a San Antonio Gunslingers patriotic hat. Enjoy affordable family fun with tickets as low as $10. And as always, there will be a free meet and greet with players after the game. Don't miss the San Antonio Gunslingers Military Appreciation Game this Sunday afternoon at the Freeman Coliseum at 3 p.m. Arrive early to be one of the first 500 fans to receive a free limited edition San Antonio Gunslingers patriotic hat. For tickets or more information, go to sanantoniogunslingers.com. See you at the Freeman Coliseum this Sunday at 3 p.m. for the San Antonio Gunslingers Military Appreciation Game.
Hi, Ghostbusting Ernie Hudson here. Thomas J. Henry asked me to say a few words about distracted driving. Next time you're driving, who are you going to text or call? Nobody, I hope. If you care about your life and the lives of others, you will not cross those streams. Using your phone while driving is extremely dangerous. Sadly, thousands of lives are needlessly lost every year. So if you don't want to become a Texas roadway statistic, please put your phone down. Don't talk, don't text, just drive. Thank you.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning. So you're saying there's a chance what Boston's got to do to push this to 6 games. The OTAs in Dallas have been quiet. We're going to get loud, figure out what the hell's going on up there. Now back to the Blitz sitting comfortably at a bar. Jason, get out of the bounce house. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, sure you will, Rob. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at the Tin Cup Bar here at the Golf Club of Texas. James Pledger playing a little Foo Fighters for me because I'm heading to Boston in the morning. Foo Fighters concert on Friday night.
That's awesome.
Then it's Boston touristy things, right?
Right.
I haven't been to Boston since I was in the Navy 30 years ago.
I've never been to Boston.
My wife has never been to Boston. The only thing that my wife, well, not the only thing, because she's got a list of things.
She's Shelton singing over here now.
But she said tomorrow, because we land at like 1:30, we're apparently going to the Cheers bar.
Okay. That's about as touristy as you can get.
That and Paul Revere, right?
Right.
I mean, but we're going. So apparently she's like, well, we got to go tomorrow because apparently the lines get incredible
right
on the weekends. So apparently tomorrow I'm going to have a beer with Norman Cliffy.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be. I love touristy things.
Woody Harrelson still there?
Probably.
All right.
I mean, he's not working anywhere else.
Well, he probably doesn't have to.
What was that? The lady behind the bar, not the little short one, though. What was that?
What's the little short one?
The hot one. What was
Let's
her name?
see. I don't know.
Kirsty? Yeah, Kirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. I think we're talking about here at the Tin Cup. It's like, I don't know, Jason.
I'm just trying to think who I would.
But it was Shelley Long.
Yeah.
Was the first one.
Yeah, but
the blondie.
Yeah, but I'd rather run into the other one.
I disagree.
Kirstie Alley. That's it. There you go.
I disagree.
Greg Shelton's.
I
now having
disagree.
Mental notes, smiling like I've never seen Greg Shelton smile before.
Kirstie Alley didn't age well.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
She might have been hot back then, but yeah.
Oh.
But Shelley Long.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie The Money Pit with her and Tom Hanks?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who I'll run into. I really hope, though, if you've got any Boston suggestions, tweet them to me at JSemenix. I imagine there'll be a fair amount of lobster and clam chowder in my future.
Well, that's good. Clam chowder for sure.
Well, again, I think, every time we're in California, Cowboys camp that's coming up or whatever, every place you go has the best clam chowder in California. It's a sign everywhere.
Well, that's sure.
Right? Well, it'll be fun to get the East Coast version.
Yeah.
The Boston version. But outside of that, if you've got some suggestions of some things to do in Boston, my Friday night's booked. That's Foo Fighters. But outside of that, the rest of the weekend, apparently it's touristy stuff.
Well, apparently tomorrow at about 2:00, you're at Cheers.
Yeah. By the time man, at 3:00, 3:30. I'll let you know. I'll
3:30, huh?
Well, I mean, drop your stuff in the hotel and then
head on out. Did he even know how close you are to this Cheers bar?
No clue.
No clue.
I mean, the hotel's in downtown Boston, although apparently Boston has two different downtown areas.
Yeah.
But it's all very small, very easy to get around, I'm told.
Well, that's great.
East Coast cities.
Well, you have to let us know if you see Norm.
I will. I mean, I don't know. Follow the socials. I'm sure it'll be on a story somewhere.
Uh-oh. This guy, just wing it, says Kirstie Alley passed away.
She did?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Well, I'm sad to hear that.
Yeah. Learn something new every day.
You do.
Yeah, Greg.
I wasn't speaking ill of her. I just told him the truth.
Yeah, she didn't age well. She stopped aging.
Yeah, she did. Maybe that's the reason.
Uh-huh.
I guess it is, kind of obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Andy.
Well, here's 9662 says get a beer mug from Cheers.
Get a beer. Oh, I'm sure they're for sale.
I'm sure they are. You got to get one if you're going to do the touristy thing.
I mean, that's it. And then my wife's going to bitch about having to carry that thing all over Boston. Because I'm not, right? But, and then I really want to find a great sports pub tomorrow night in Boston to watch the Celtics Heat game. I think that would be pretty wild. But it's got to be the right kind of sports bar.
Well, I don't think you're going to have an issue with that.
Well,
I bet they're everywhere.
They're going to be on, but I mean, they're
an oldie, like an old style pub.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you. Well,
because
I'm sure they're everywhere.
I mean, because honestly, during yesterday's show, I didn't think there's going to be a basketball game on Thursday night.
Well, I did. So that should have eased your mind.
Well, yeah, because you're so good at wagering.
Absolutely.
But you were right, and I think part of it, I look at last night's game, and Boston got one. They've made it a series. Now the question is, can they win 3 in a row and actually win this series? But you look at last night's game, I don't know if that was more that Boston finally woke up, or was it Miami playing with a lack of intensity? And I think about something that Eric Spoelstra said after the game about what went wrong. And when you listen carefully to this, while he does give credit to Boston, he in Eric Spoelstra's mind, it was all about his Miami Heat.
There wasn't a lot of flow to the offense, and then they capitalized on that. Getting out in transition, which they've been trying to do, is speed this thing up a little bit, and then they knocked down some threes, and it just they got the 2-point lead just like that, and then from that point. They mostly had control of that second half. You have to credit them for that. They defensively took advantage of our ball holding. And we're a little bit late getting into our stuff. And they have good individual defenders. So we have to do this thing collectively. That's when we're at our best. and then obviously really dial into, the transition and the threes. When they get, a couple to go down, they're just like us, then it can turn into more.
So with that, is that more on Miami? And the question is, if Boston is the better basketball team. Boston is a better basketball team than the Miami Heat.
On paper.
On paper. They show up at the gym, Boston should win. They've got a better than 50% chance of winning if they show up. Can they put 3 more together and win this series? Ultimately win 4 in a row. Could they sweep the Miami Heat after being down 0-3? Tall order. Marcus Smart says, hell yeah, we got one.
Now we just got to go win another one. That's all that matters. We take it one game at a time. We understand, the odds are stacked against us. But we're a team that believes in us no matter what, and we just got to keep going, and all that matters is the next game.
It's going to be, and he's right. I mean, you just, at this point in time, every game you play is a must win, and you got to have that mentality. It's going to be interesting to see, though, when you listen to Eric Spoelstra just a few minutes ago and the things that he was talking about, and it lends to the fact that Miami was just not quite as sharp as they have been in the first 3 games. And I think that's pretty easy to clean up, and I think that they will. Now, I believe that Boston has a really good opportunity because I just can't see them losing 3 games in a row at home during the series. I think they win Game 5, bring it back to Miami. Game 6 is going to be the one that Miami is going to have to really get fired up for and try to get it done. You don't want to go back
to a Game 7
to a Game 7 in Boston. But, I mean, think about what Boston has done. They did it against Philadelphia. Everybody thought Philly was going to win that series. They get a remarkable win in Game 6 there in Philadelphia, come back and close it out in Boston in Game 7. So, yes, this team has it. Would it surprise me a little bit? Yes. But I think if any team is capable of doing it, I think Boston is one of those teams. I hope they don't, because I don't think they deserve it. I really don't.
Deserve it.
They don't deserve it. And I would like to see Miami get it done. And I think Eric Spoelstra is going to have a fix or two waiting for the Celtics in Game 5.
Now, fix is an interesting term. But selfishly, as a basketball fan, would you rather see Denver in the finals or Denver-Miami match up in the finals?
Yeah, at this point in time, I'd rather see Miami. I think that Miami is playing better basketball than anybody else in the East. They have, and they've proven it coming from the play-in tournament all the way to where they're at now. And it would be a shame to see them blow this now. Consequently, on the other side of the coin, you can say, well, hey, Boston is, they've gotten their act together and they're getting it done. I thought that happened after the Philly series. I thought Boston was ready to roll and was shocked that they lose those 2 games at home.
Seeing what you've seen out of Denver, and now that the Denver Nuggets have earned everybody's respect, that they're legit good, does either Boston or Miami stand a chance to make the finals a long series? And I say long, 6 or 7 games?
Oh, I think so. I think 6 or 7 games. But, I mean, you got the joker that nobody's been able to deal with yet. And I just don't know if Miami and or Boston has an opportunity or has anybody. Al Horford's not going to get it done. I mean, with all due respect to Al Horford, he's not going to get it done. So I just don't know that anybody has an answer for the joker. And that's no disrespect to Miami or Boston. He's just a unique player. You talk about a unicorn or an alien, you're looking at one in Denver.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Live out here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar having their 1-year anniversary. Bring the kids out. They got a bounce house. They've got some cornhole games set up, Connect 4, a lot of activities.
Popcorn just came out.
The popcorn machine is out here. It's just such a tease with the popcorn machine.
I know, because we're going to start, once they start cooking it, you're going to smell that. Yep. Your mouth is going to water all over the place.
And of course, full bar, the food is great. So bring the family out. It's a Wednesday. You don't want to go home and cook.
It's a beautiful day.
And it's a beautiful day to hang out at the patio. You can hang out with Rudy J and his fly fan. I mean, or fly fan.
Fly fan.
Fly fan?
Yeah, fan fly.
Absolutely.
Fly fan.
I mean,
does that thing really work?
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay, well, I wish we had one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You want one to go?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice.
I mean, we hang out with Greg Shelton. I mean, flies are going to be around.
They are, right?
Like that cartoon.
They all seem to. It's like a magnet pulling them over here.
I know. Well, they love a sweaty Shelton.
A sweaty? Yeah. Oh, so many jokes there.
The way he's looking at you. By the way, so many people have let us know that Kirstie Alley has passed away.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And apparently recently, earlier this year.
That wasn't earlier this year.
I mean, you got a Google box, but that's what Natalie is texting me from our office.
Was it earlier
and
this year?
And the short one was Rhea Perlman.
Well, the short one, is that who you were?
No,
that's the one you were hot
Kirstie
for,
Alley.
huh?
Yeah, but not
Rhea
anymore.
Perlman?
No.
That's right.
So who was the tall one in that? She was married to Danny DeVito?
I think she still is. Really?
Oh, man. Hollywood marriages don't last.
Yeah, well,
Come on. If you're taking odds on that.
She
without,
passed.
who did?
Kirstie Alley passed away December 5th, 2022.
Well, I mean, that was kind of earlier this year.
Well, kind of. Although late last year, one of the two. That's right.
Is about 6 months ago.
Yeah, roughly. We apologize, Kirstie.
I mean,
I didn't know, or I forgot.
I wasn't high on my radar when it happened. Apparently,
no. I feel terrible.
Like Tina Turner passing away today. That one was a kick to the gut.
That was a kick in the gut. Yes.
If you haven't heard, Tina Turner passed away today.
83 years old. That's hard to believe.
In 6 months, we won't make that mistake.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know. Our memories are not that good.
Speak for yourself.
Well, neither one of us remembered Kirstie Alley.
I mean, I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but I realize by
Shelley
the
Long
messages
was
that we're
better.
getting,
Was better anyway on Cheers.
Yeah,
she was.
Dude, a little dirt on that grave.
She was better. I don't know if Shelley Long's dead.
Somebody will let us know.
I'm sure they will.
Good Lord.
That's what I love about y'all.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of shirts, any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need that logo on some nice golf shirts, a dress shirt, a fishing shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. You need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Need uniforms. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from for all kinds of industries. If you need caps, Sam has more caps than anybody on display in his showroom, about 12,000, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, 75 different color combinations just waiting for your logo. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small. You need one, you need 2 dozen, you need 10,000. Sam will get you taken care of. Call 210-824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We had some afternoon baseball today. The Texas Rangers, they liked it in the afternoon in Pittsburgh. They beat the Pirates 3-2. Houston, however, rough day in Milwaukee. The Brewers blank them 4-0. And for all you hockey types, Dallas Stars captain Jamie Benn has been suspended for 2 games for trying to take some dude's head off. The Blitz continues next.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets
justice.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. You know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there.
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you pick up a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Icon premium blades can help you see better and drive safer. And our professional parts people will install them for you for free. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo order. I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
If car designers can make cars look like anything, why are there so many boring cars? Why not a car that looks like an ancient sword? Or the future? The sky isn't even the limit at Nissan. Why be boring when you can make a katana blade slice through traffic? That's the Nissan Z. Or something from the future whizzing by. And that's the Aria. Nissan. Redesign for thrill. 2023 Aria has limited availability. See dealer for financing details.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty.
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Menix out here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar, having a 1-year anniversary party. Popcorn machine in full effect.
That
Nothing
smells
like
good.
Being outdoors and you
Man.
smell popcorn popping.
Smells really good.
Yeah, popcorn and a cold beer. 5:38. We're close.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
So I don't know. We run for the popcorn machine first or
No,
the bar?
bar.
Yeah.
Bar. You know, after you talk for 4 hours, you're thirsty.
Yeah,
You need
right.
a drink, right? You need a drink. There's a gentleman over there that literally is waiting to buy us drinks.
Yes, he is.
I mean, and we greatly appreciate that.
We do.
Yes.
We do. Because all these other folks up here are enjoying a cold beverage as we speak.
Unlike Michael Jimenez, this is a guy that called the show and made a bet with us.
Yes.
Because he's a Laker fan. And because he's buying us drinks, I'll just leave it at that. But he knows his team lost. And he said, next time you're out, I'm coming by and I'm going to buy you guys a drink.
And guess what? He's right there.
And Michael Jimenez, nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Nowhere to be found.
Even though Jimenez lives like 2 minutes from here, I think.
Exactly. And he's all day on the show. I'm going to stop by. That's in my neighborhood. I'm going to stop by, because, we're finally out on that part of town.
His wife must have said no.
His wife, I'm sure he probably has some sort of repairman at the house.
Oh, there's all kinds of jokes there. I won't go there. Okay.
I mean, you can.
No, I won't.
I mean, you really can.
No.
You really can.
Was he there before Mike got home or after?
Well, I mean, if Mike is home and the repairman is there, I mean, there might be a light bulb that needs changing. I mean, you never know. I mean, this is a guy, Michael Jimenez, who put the wrong kind of soap into the dishwasher at an Airbnb in Los Angeles and flooded the place, and there were suds everywhere. So the littlest thing could go wrong, and he's going to have somebody over at the house.
Well, he's all right. Spence didn't come either. I really think Spence got his feelings hurt today.
Well,
and rightly so. I mean, when Mike doesn't pay off his bet,
well, I mean,
and then brings a bucket of food in the studio.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: they work together. They do a show at noon. And I know, look, we're in the radio business. Nobody's bitching about our work, right? But their show, noon to 3, you really have to plan when you eat. Because if you eat, say, a late breakfast, you're not going to have a lunch. But by the time you're in the middle of the show, you're starving. And one of the things that our job doesn't require a whole lot of skill, but focus is one of them, right? And when you're hungry, you lose focus. So I'm going to guess that Tim Spence, thinking that Mike Jimenez was going to bring him lunch today because Tim Spence won the bet again. That
has Jimenez ever won a bet? That's a question.
I mean, I'd bet no.
I'd beat him out of a nice bottle of whiskey.
And so I'm guessing, because I didn't hear Tim on today, that he showed up thinking he was getting lunch. No lunch was there. And in disappointment, he just had to take a mental day.
Maybe that's it. Or had to go eat somewhere.
He had to go eat lunch. I mean, it really is unacceptable that Mike Jimenez did not show up with lunch for Tim Spence when he showed up with Las Palapas, and he went to H-E-B for a fruit tray. And I don't know who the fruit tray was for.
I think it was a bucket o' fruit.
A bucket o' fruit, whatever, right? I mean, the guy made 2 stops on his way in for food, knowing that he owed Tim Spence lunch.
Does he not have a cell phone?
I believe he does.
Does he not have Tim's number?
I believe he does.
Huh. I'm just trying to give Jimenez the benefit of the doubt here.
I don't think there's one that you can come up with.
Apparently not.
I mean, this is bad for Mike Jimenez.
Not bad. Yeah,
this is really bad.
Well,
for Mike Jimenez, and bad for Tim Spence because he's hungry.
Well, if you make another bet with Jimenez, it's your own fault. I wouldn't do it again.
Well, I mean, you just got to know when you're going to pay off. And I kind of got involved on Twitter last night because Tim, the last lunch bet that Jimenez paid off, he brought In-N-Out Burger.
Right?
Well,
that's what Spence wanted, though.
Which, again, I question. But if that's what he wants, Mike paid off. So last night, Tim Spence tweeted out, what should I ask? What should I get for lunch tomorrow? Brisket sandwich from Barbecue Station.
That's what you said.
Tim was like, hell yeah, that's what we're doing.
There you go.
So Tim's thinking he's having a great brisket sandwich. Probably went to bed last night thinking about that brisket sandwich.
Dreaming about it.
Woke up this morning thinking about that brisket sandwich. And Jimenez shows up with Las Palapas for him.
With no brisket sandwich.
But not even Las Palapas for everybody.
Wow.
I mean, James Pledger. They didn't bring food for Pledger today.
Pledge, how are you doing, buddy? You okay?
Man, I'm starving.
I bet you are. Of course he is.
He's starving. I mean, even Greg Shelton has a bag of snacks over here because Jimenez didn't show up with enough food for everybody.
Well, Pledge is not going to go hungry.
I thought there were brisket sandwiches coming to the office today. I even went to the office today on a day that I normally wouldn't because yesterday when Jimenez was like, you want an In-N-Out burger? I said, hell no. Today I was, if you're going to get brisket sandwiches, I'm in.
I guarantee you Pledge is not going hungry. He's probably eating the chair in the production room there.
No, by this time, I'm going to guess he's been to the vending machine. He's had the chili Fritos, chili cheese Fritos, probably had the sour cream Lays, some peanut butter crackers, and one of those granola bars so he feels good about the diet today.
Yeah. And the Cheez-Its.
And the Cheez-Its.
Now, that's a solid go-to right there.
Yeah.
Solid go-to.
They got to be the extra toasty ones.
No.
Have you had the extra toasty ones? I think that's a game changer, the extra toasty.
Well, do they have those? They don't have them in the vending machine.
No, but you can buy them in a big old box at Sam's or Costco.
Dude, let me tell you something. When in college, I used to work at the golf course, and I have to get up early and open up on a Saturday, hungover as hell. Those
As if you went to bed.
Those Cheez-Its saved my life.
I imagine.
They did.
But those extra toasty ones they have now, far better.
I've never seen those.
They're far better. I'll try to remember to bring some.
Yeah, thanks. I wish you would.
I'll try to. I don't have any now.
I don't want any now.
I'm just saying. No, because we got a popcorn machine popping popcorn.
We do. And that cheeseburger was huge that we had here at the Golf Club of Texas.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah. I got a picture of it on my story.
And tasty.
See it. It's fantastic.
You took a picture of it?
I did.
See, dude, I got to get better at this this social media posting thing.
Yeah.
You are just below Jimenez when it comes to that, and maybe Rudy J. Y'all are writing the same thing there. Rob and I are way behind.
Well, I mean, I understand. Yeah, you and Rob are way behind when it comes to social media.
We are.
Rob Spence. I don't know if there's an age thing there. The younger or the ones with younger kids. I mean, but again, I see a work of art that gets put in front of me with those burgers and onion rings, and I'd take a photo of that and then dive in. Although I didn't post the photo till well after I was done with my burger.
Well, it's just that sometimes.
Can I ask a question about our burgers?
Sure.
So I go to add mustard to the burger,
right?
And why is it like if I take mustard out of the fridge at home, you shake it up, but then you got to squeeze it in the sink to get the water out, so you don't get all that water on your bun, right?
Not if you shake it.
If you shake it, there's still water on there.
No, there's not.
But there's never water at the restaurant.
Well, don't buy the cheap mustard.
Why is it's the same? The French's yellow mustard, or it might have the Whataburger mustard at the house. Whatever. I mean, it just seems like there's always the water at the beginning at home. Is it because it's coming straight out of the refrigerator, or and at a restaurant it's been sitting on a table for a while?
I've never had that issue when I shake it up. The water goes away. It's just nothing but mustard.
Well, so maybe you're better at shaking it.
Well, exactly. I've had a lot of practice. A little wrist action going there. We still talking about mustard?
Blazing foe!
I think that was.
Hey, come on out and party with us at the Golf Club of Texas. As you can tell, it's about to get rowdy out here. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday to the 10 Cup Bar.
I know on the text line, 5042 says we should run a tab up at the Golf Club of Texas under Jimenez. He left his credit card here before, so we might be able to.
Well, the problem is he wouldn't come out here to pay it.
Well, I think if you leave it overnight, they just run it for you.
Oh, they do. So, well, if they still got it out here, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
I think we should
Absolutely
have Spence come out here and have dinner.
That's a really good idea.
Isn't that a good idea, Tim? If you're listening, come on out here and have some dinner, buddy.
Andy Reid, not a fan of some of the new rules that the NFL has come up with, especially that new NFL kickoff rule. We'll dive into that as we continue here on the Blitz. If you're thinking about how to secure the value of your assets, grow your wealth, you need to think gold. Go to the website noblegoldinvestments.com. Noble Gold, they do such a fantastic job in helping guide you through the gold buying process. If you're not sure how, no worries. Go to the website noblegoldinvestments.com. They'll email you their gold and silver investors guide. When you talk to them on the phone, they walk you through everything. It is a very easy process and a great way for you to diversify your portfolio, to secure your wealth. And you think about all the negative news about devaluing the dollar, bank failures. Gold is a great long-term investment. Go back and look at what the price of gold was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Hell, in 1970, it was $35 an ounce. A lot of people wish they would have bought gold a lot sooner. Don't be that guy down the road. Go buy gold today at noblegoldinvestments.com. You're welcome to use promo code STAR for a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin that they're offering people that qualify. Go to the website today, noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
It's R&R in the morning, tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning, tomorrow at 6 on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Keep counting at those stop signs, Alex. Full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney. Because you are a safe driver. And like most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So don't turn into an Alex rolling stop and goes whenever she wants, McSweeney. Because once an Alex full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney, always an Alex full stop. Well, you know the rest. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air in a public place in front of your kids and their friends, Mom, is the wrong way. Using STEM mosquito repellent is the right way. STEM effectively repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
Kickstart summer savings now at the Home Depot. Get the yard in top shape for another season of doing with a Ryobi walk-behind mower for $340 only. Featuring 40-volt battery compatibility for gas-like power to get the whole lawn looking fresh in just one charge. Plus, the 3-in-1 mowing function provides mulching, bagging, and side discharge capabilities right out of the box. Make your summer yard shine. Shop Ryobi walk-behind mowers for just $349 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Macy's Memorial Day sale has everything you need to bring summer to your wardrobe and home with great specials like 25 to 40% off on-trend women's swimsuits, 30 to 40% off shoes and handbags you need now, and 20 to 60% off outdoor dinnerware and furniture. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days. See Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hello. I am Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. Since 1994, I have helped people injured in car, truck, and motorcycle collisions right here in San Antonio. I don't have a clever nickname. I'm not the law lion, the law gun, the hammer, or some other tool. I'm a practicing attorney. When your life is upended literally by a negligent driver, it can be overwhelming. Dealing with insurance companies is, in my opinion, intentionally complicated and frustrating. Why? The fewer dollars the insurance companies pay, the more they get to keep for themselves. You need an experienced attorney to help you make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And that's what I do. That is who I am. Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. I'm a phone call away, 210-900-0400. The call and the consultation are free with no obligations. My number again is 210-900-0400. Or just remember, alawyerforus.com.
Is it time for a new lawnmower? Visit the Crush the Summer sale at Bill's Tractor and Equipment. Bill's Tractor and Gravely have teamed up to bring to you incredible savings on zero-turn mowers just in time for the summer season. Gravely mowers are designed for exceptional comfort and built for dependability. 0% financing is available on select models with approved credit. Bill's Tractor has been helping Texans with their mower and equipment needs for over 35 years. Come by Bill's Tractor and test drive a new Gravely mower or go to billstractor.com.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, it's Michael Jimenez, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know. We'll have to go through all that. My thing is, where does it stop, right? So you start taking pieces, and, we'll see how this goes. But you don't want to take too many pieces away, or you're playing flag football.
All right. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid not happy with the new kickoff rule for the NFL. He's Joe. I'm Jason. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Anytime there's a rule change, you're going to get the people that say that, right? But in this kickoff rule, I think I read one number, it will affect like 0.07% of the plays. So if it's that minute, why bother with it? But in certain situations, it comes into play. And the rule is if you fair catch it anywhere in the field of play, the ball is going to come out to the 25. So if you try a short kickoff and the guy fields it at the 8, calls a fair catch, it's going to the 25.
Well, and I saw an article today on one of the websites is why bother with the kickoff at all? Just put it on the 25-yard line. Look, I understand Andy Reid's deal, though. I mean, I really do. It's at some point in time, look, the NFL's trying to say, look, hey, player safety. It's a big deal for us, and that's why we're doing this. That's all they're doing. Whether it comes into play or not, they can put a check mark on that and say, we're looking out for our players. But that's at some point in time, though, Jason, I mean,
it's football.
Andy Reid is right. It's football. You're going to play football or you're going to do something else.
What I don't like with the NFL, and I don't give a damn about the rule change because I don't think we're going to see it come into play all that often, to be quite honest. But there's two things. One, will a player always remember what the rule is on the fair catch, right? That's one. So the special teams coach better make sure all his guys know what the situation is.
Right.
But if you're saying it will reduce concussions because all the data has shown the play where most concussions happen because of all the violent collisions. And you look at how like they do the kickoffs in the XFL with no running start. The way, back in my day, it was the wedge and you would try to bust the wedge and you'd have wedge busters and all those different, but they did not say with this rule change how many concussions were suffered on kickoffs last year. Like, how big of a problem is this? Or is this just a way for you, because of lawsuits about concussions, that you're saying we're doing everything we can to make a very violent game that much safer?
It's all they're doing. They're checking a box. The NFL is checking a box saying we care about our players. Look at the rule changes we're making to protect our players. That's all this is. That's all it is. And Andy Reid has every right to be upset. Look, not one special teams coach is happy about this new rule, whether it's going to come into play or not. I saw another article that why don't they go to the XFL, that the NFL is too prideful to steal a rule from the XFL. I just don't understand. The NFL has gotten to this point being the NFL. Why do you want to start making little tweaks and changes and all this other kind of stuff? Look, if you don't want to play NFL football, if you're scared you're going to get hurt, don't play. It's a free country last time I checked. You don't have to play in the NFL if you don't want to.
Okay, soccer mom. When you look at that, and to a degree, you're right.
How is that soccer mom?
But
I don't get that at all.
You realize with this rule change, it's not that somebody doesn't want to play for fear of concussion. This is owners trying to protect players from themselves. And in turn, the NFL trying to protect themselves from future lawsuits.
That's the funniest joke you've told all day. The owners trying to protect the players from themselves?
They are.
No, they're not.
Again, because how many times do you see we've got to take his helmet because player is going to try to get back in there? It's litigation control, if you will. It's trying to figure out where liabilities are because of the lawsuits that they've already faced when it comes to concussions, and always trying to say they're doing everything they can to prevent concussion. So if there is a play that has a higher number of concussions than any other play, what can they do to fix it? And I just look at what the Alliance did, what the USFL did, what the XFL did. The NFL is trying to keep everything as much as they can, the NFL, with a little tweak here and a little tweak there, when those other leagues have changed the kickoff dramatically. And you know what? It hasn't really been like a what are they doing kind of situation when you're watching the game. First couple times you see it, it seems weird, and then it seems normal. And, you know, like in the XFL, they had some pretty exciting kickoffs. And I believe the San Antonio team, the Brahmas, were the only team that actually had a kickoff return for a touchdown throughout the entire season.
Well, and with all due respect to the leagues you just mentioned, people have to be watching to notice. Okay, I mean that seriously, and I say
and that's fair. But but again, if the NFL is looking for examples of how it has been used in other leagues, like this fair catch rule is what college football has been doing for a long time, right? So, and all right, it's working well in college. Let's bring it to the NFL level. I mean, the NFL doesn't have to be the first at everything. At some point, you can say, you know what? That was a good idea. I'm glad you tested it for us. And they only changed the rule for this 1 year so they could study to see if it becomes a permanent rule or if it goes back to the way it was.
But look, it needs to go back to the way it was. The NFL shouldn't have to copy anyone. Nobody. The NFL got to where it's at today being the NFL. Not the XFL, not the USFL, not anybody else. They were being the NFL. Be the NFL. It's the premier professional sports league in the world. And you got there by playing football. You didn't get there by having gimmicks. You got there by playing football. Keep playing football, and you're going to be just fine.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar, and I have lost another bet. Rob Thompson has arrived.
No way.
I lose a bet.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to credit Kelly for getting his ass here because I know he probably had every intention of coming out, went home, took a nap, shoes were off. I ain't leaving the house. This is Kelly saying, you said we were going out. Get your shoes back on. I promise you, but I've lost the bet. I am shocked to see Rob Thompson walking in.
Well, there you go.
That should lead off your Sports Center.
I had faith in Rob.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM, Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We had some baseball this afternoon. Texas liked it. Houston did not. The Rangers beat the Pirates 3-2. Houston got blanked in Milwaukee 4-0. By the way, if you're a hockey type, Dallas Stars captain Jamie Benn has been suspended for 2 games for trying to take a guy's head off. Yeah, he won't be there for game 4 or 5 if there happens to be one. And the Spurs announced a new investor today.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Out at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. Rob Thompson has arrived, so I imagine there's a beer in his future and then a bouncy house.
Rob in a bouncy house?
Well, Rudy left for the bouncy house about 35 minutes ago.
Rudy left for the air conditioner. That's where Rudy left for. He didn't leave for anything else but the AC.
Yeah.
That's where he went to.
He's in the bouncy house.
Uh-huh.
I hope he's in the bouncy house.
He's not.
I saw a video of his daughter. She's cute. She's on the putting green, and she had a putt that looked just like her dad's. Just sailed right by the hole.
Right by it,
right
long
by
way.
the hole.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
He's trained her up well.
Yes, he has.
He's taught her everything that he knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you in Sports Center, you mentioned a new Spurs investor.
Yes.
I don't know.
Kimberly Lewis, by the way.
Kimberly Lewis.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the other $100 million from Aramark. The Spurs did not say that in their press release, but we know it was about a week ago. It was announced that an investment group from Atlanta bought half of Aramark shares for $100 million. Today, they announced another new investor. I don't know if that's somebody, Mrs. Lewis, buying the other half of what Aramark was trying to sell. I do find it interesting that it's announced after the Spurs secure the pick to go get Wemby, but you got to believe this was negotiated. The price was negotiated long before last Tuesday.
No, absolutely.
And it's already been. So I don't think that she had to spend more because Wemby is coming, which makes it a great investment for her. But what I do appreciate about this investor, and honestly, I don't know anything about her, anything more about her than what I read today, but she is through and through San Antonio. She's not Austin. She's not Atlanta. She is through and through San Antonio. And I think that is huge for the San Antonio Spurs organization to get a local investor with all the local San Antonio ties, because despite what they continue to tell us, there's just always that little something in the back of your head about how much longer, when it's time to get a new building, if they have trouble getting a new building. Now, with Wemby coming, I think that changes everything. Yeah, they need a new building. Voters will vote, yeah, for that tomorrow, right? But if Wemby wasn't coming and we have more and more years like that, it would be tough to get that new building. I think Wemby changes everything, but having another person with San Antonio ties, San Antonio roots, I think that's huge for the local ownership group.
Well, they've got a lot of people from San Antonio on that ownership group, but if that alleviates anybody's fears, then that's good. I just don't.
But you and I know what the reaction would be if they would have said, "Hey, we've got another tech type from Austin." You know what the reaction would be.
Well, look, the Spurs aren't going anywhere.
They're not.
They're not.
And I don't think they are.
And they'll get a new building when the time comes to get a new building. They got a $500 million facility going up. That's going to be ready to go, at least the practice site for the new season. But they if this is Aramark, then they replace one with the other, and we're ready to roll. All this talk about moving is and I get where it came from, because I was a little nervous myself, to be honest with you, when they're playing games in Austin. But I think they've alleviated those fears, and I think they've done a pretty good job of telling everybody to calm down. We're not going anywhere, and we're invested squarely in San Antonio.
You look at that, and I do find that good news for San Antonio and the diverse group of owners that are with the Spurs, and the Holt family still maintains the vast majority of the shares. So they're still the controlling, whatever the term is, right?
They're the majority owners.
Yeah, big business.
Right.
Although I don't think they've got 50% anymore, but they got more votes than everybody else, and Peter J. Holt's the boss.
But he's a good luck charm, obviously. The newest good luck charm for the Spurs.
I think it's RC's blue chair,
well,
which I still needs a
nice
display case over at Rock and Brews or something.
Well, you got to think. Peter Holt got Tim Duncan, and then Peter Holt Jr. gets Wemby. The Holt family's pretty lucky.
Yeah, you got two Holts in a blue chair.
Sure.
Just saying.
So we'll put them all up in a display.
Well, I think two people right now don't belong in a display. But I think the blue chair needs a spot inside the AT&T Center.
I agree. Joshua Jimenez on our YouTube said, the Houston Oilers didn't said they weren't going to leave either. But that's apples and oranges. It's completely different.
Every team says they're not going anywhere until they're gone. I mean, think about the Baltimore Colts. They left in the middle of the night, right? But
they could do that.
Every team that says they're not going anywhere, every team that has moved has at one point said we're not going anywhere. We love it here.
But it's apples and oranges when you're talking about the Houston Oilers and the San Antonio Spurs. Is the mayor didn't like Bud Adams. They butted heads.
They wouldn't get a building.
That's all he wanted was a building. Once Bud left town for Nashville, then everybody
was able to get a building.
Yeah, everybody changed their minds, and there was a brand new stadium and a brand new football team. That was just Bud Adams. Nobody liked him.
And very true. But when the Spurs want a new building, I'm guessing because Ron Nuremberg is on his last term, right? So we're going to have a new mayor next time, right? What if that new mayor? Well, granted, that new mayor better be pro San Antonio Spurs.
Well, of course,
sports, right?
He or she is going to be.
But
yes.
What I'm saying though is if you don't have a mayor or a city council or Nelson Wolf is retired, so you look at that when it's time for a new building. If they don't get one, you know what the Spurs are going to do. I don't expect that to happen. I don't. But in the back of my mind, every time I hear we're not going anywhere, I'm with everybody else. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. Certainly not in my lifetime. But don't tell me never.
Okay, well, you can never say never, but with a $500 million investment building right here in San Antonio, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Not to mention the fact they've got a lease through 2030.
Well, and again, it is 2023.
Okay.
That's 7 years left on the lease. Take 2 or 3 years to build a new building, right?
You start building it about 2026.
Exactly, which means you start talking about it now, get it on the ballot, start looking at plans, looking at designs, looking at location, securing land. It's a lot sooner than any of us think. By the time Wemby's second contract is open, we should be we should be in the new Wemby Center.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
Let's see. Wemby comes in 2023. 2026 will be a very important year.
It will be,
because that's when everybody on the planet in the NBA is going to come in and try and steal this guy away.
And having plans for a brand new arena in place just for him is going to be very important.
Sure.
And then by the time he is done with that second contract, we're playing in that bad boy.
Not only that, Jason, but go with me here.
Here we go.
The thing that I've been calling for, I don't know, for a year, he probably wants to win too, which means you're going to have to build a team around him because he can't do it himself. So we might want to get on that as well.
I think the basketball side is doing that.
You think so?
I would imagine that they're working on.
Well, I hope so. I'm just saying. That'd be nice. I'm sure Wemby doesn't want to come. He's in the playoffs in France.
Alone.
Alone?
Yeah.
He didn't have 4 other guys playing with him?
They're not like Wemby. He's carrying that team.
Who is like Wemby?
Nobody, Joe.
Oh my gosh,
nobody.
He's an alien.
Let's do the headline blitz.
He's an alien.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
If you're a hockey fan, actually, let me rephrase that. If you're not a hockey fan, but you've heard me talking about how great the hockey playoffs are, and last night you decided to watch the Dallas Stars game, I apologize to you. Because last night's Dallas Stars game was a freaking embarrassment. We get off work at 7 o'clock. The game started just after 7. I drive home. It takes me about 26 minutes to get home. I walk in the house at 7:30, and the Dallas Stars are down 3-0. And I walk in going, what the hell? The game's 8 minutes old. They're down 3-0, and the starting goaltender's already been pulled. What has gone on? Then I see the highlights of Jamie Benn committing a crime. He damn near tried to take the head off of a Las Vegas player.
No, he tried.
He tried. And he cost his team the game because he was given the 5-minute major, which means Las Vegas is on a power play for 5 minutes. Go score as many as you can in that 5 minutes. You're going to have a man advantage. Then they reviewed it and went, oh, yeah, that was really, really bad. Now you're kicked out of the game. That is the Dallas Stars' best player. That is their team captain. And the bizarre thing about the play by Jamie Benn last night, that is not Jamie Benn's style of play. That is not. If you've got some guys that are always that guy. Look at the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green's going to get teched up. He's going to get kicked out. He's going to do things and you go, well, that's Draymond. The good and the bad, you got to live with it. What Jamie Benn did last night would be the same as if it were Steph Curry taking out some player. It would be like Dak Prescott in the first quarter of an NFC championship game. Don't laugh. Taking off his helmet and swinging at the head of the opposing linebacker. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, that we've seen. That's what we expect. But, getting kicked out of a game early on in a game that matters so much and you take your top guy out. I mean, what we saw from Jamie Benn last night was awful.
I don't know anything about Jamie Benn. To be honest with you, I have no clue about him. I don't watch hockey, don't really care to watch hockey. But what I saw last night is all I remember. So if anybody's watching the Dallas Stars and they see him, they're not like you. This is not that guy. That's all they saw of Jamie
exactly.
Benn. So they're going to say, boy, that Jamie Benn, he's a dirty, rotten player. He's horrible. How could the Dallas Stars have this guy? You talk about some PR is going to have to be done. And the NHL came in and suspended him for 2 games, meaning he won't be there for game 4, which could be their end. If they do happen to win that game, they won't be there for game 5 either.
And again, it's their captain. It's their best player. And he didn't talk to the media last night. All of his teammates, his coach, they all kind of defended him.
Defended him? How do you defend that?
Just like, hey, man. It was just. I mean, publicly, nobody threw him under the bus. I imagine when he talks, he'll take responsibility. But it doesn't matter. Did you cost your team a chance to go to the Stanley Cup? You're already down 2-0 in a series. You lost 2 games in overtime, and then you got trucked in your own building. And to make it worse last night is at the end of the second period, with the Stars down, I don't know, 4-0 or 48-0, the fans in Dallas started throwing cups and bottles on the ice, and the officials just sent everybody to the locker room and said, let's have intermission now. We're not going to try to clean up the ice and play the final, I think it was a minute 21 or something like that. The fans last night were just as disgusting as that play from Jamie Benn.
And that's ridiculous that they would do that. And talk about not expecting that. Yeah, have you ever had a problem with the Dallas Star fans?
No,
never. Look, I don't know. It's unfortunate. You hate to see plays like that, but that was a deliberate trying to really hurt this guy. I mean, he was really trying to hurt him, and not only hurt him, but hurt him badly.
He was trying to decapitate him.
He was trying to hurt him badly. And obviously, I haven't seen the series. Maybe you can enlighten me. I don't know if these guys have had a tussle in the first 3 games or first 2 games.
It's hockey,
or not.
yes. I mean,
serious stuff. Did this guy take a cheap shot at Ben?
Hockey is such a great sport. It's physical. It's violent. They fight. One of the coolest things about a playoff series is, as brutal as it is, through those the longer the series gets intense and the fighting and the chippiness, you get there, series is over, and they all shake hands in a handshake line like you did in Little League soccer, right? I mean, it's you understand what's happening on the ice is on the ice, but you often don't see it carry over. You might see like, all right, man, from one game to the next, we're going to square up, we're going to drop gloves, and we're going to go. And the refs are going to let them teammates. It's happening, right? And they fight, and then they're fine, right? You go to timeout, go to the penalty box, then you come back and you play good. So, I mean, yeah, there's some things that can carry over, but you have a clean fight, not a dirty-ass play like you saw last night.
Well, what I loved about it, I'm going to get into hockey. It kind of reminds me of the old Kingdom days. Yeah, you get upset with somebody, it's off with their head.
Yes.
It's done. Yoo-hoo! We'll start jostling. What do you call that? Where the guys, the knights ride. What do you call it?
Jousting.
Yeah. And
of course, Greg Shelton would know that.
And if you lose, you get a hockey stick and you take off your head.
Yeah. Last night was an embarrassment. Last night was honestly, it's a bad sports night for me.
Yeah.
Because I even got a text from James Pledger going, well, I didn't expect to watch more basketball than hockey tonight. I was the same way. I watched a lot more basketball last night than hockey because I was so disgusted with what was happening in Dallas. And then I'm watching the basketball game, and then I was disgusted with what the Miami Heat were doing. Now the question is, can the Boston Celtics get 3 more and actually win this series? We'll talk about that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocation, sprains, strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. They're online at tsaog.com.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Fully stocked to shop everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. With 14 area locations, including the newest at Southwest Military in Roosevelt. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, product contains nicotine and addictive chemical. Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked, classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, Jason Minix here for Noble Gold and their website, noblegoldinvestments.com. If you've been thinking of how to secure the value of your assets and grow your wealth, you need to think gold. After the latest bank failures and other economic news that could devalue the dollar, gold is a safe investment to secure your wealth. If you're not sure what to do, that's not a problem. Go to the website, noblegoldinvestments.com. At Noble Gold, they will walk you through everything. They'll even email you their gold and silver investor's guide. Go look at what the price of gold was in 1970 up until today. Go and look at what the price of gold was 10, 15 years ago. A lot of people wish they would have bought back then, either in physical gold or an IRA. Don't wish you did this down the road. Go to the website today, noblegoldinvestments.com. Use promo code STAR for a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin they're offering people that qualify. Mark it down to do today. noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
At Diamonds Direct, we know your first impression of us is probably bridal jewelry. Engagement rings, wedding bands, and yes, you're right, there's a reason we're the nation's premier bridal jewelry destination. But you're missing out if you don't also think about Diamonds Direct for jewelry gifts for other special moments, like birthdays, graduations, sweet 16s, anniversaries. Our collection of fashion jewelry is second to none. Cases filled with rings, bands, pendants, bracelets, colored gemstones, beautiful jewelry starting at around $300. Jewelry boxes across America are being filled with our diamond classics, like stud and hoop earrings and stunning tennis bracelets. Everyday jewelry that you can wear with anything. And know this, the same quality and value you appreciate in our bridal collections, you'll find as well in our fashion jewelry. No compromises. So as you celebrate all the amazing moments of your life, remember Diamonds Direct. Let us help you celebrate with a gift of lasting value. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Details, store hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Live life to the fullest. You hear it all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's James Pledger with 941 San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain. And not just providing that relief, but doing so in the most non-invasive way possible using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where's your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them the most. And best of all, you walk into the office and then right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime, and patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like for you? Finally being able to play golf again, hike, walk your dog, enjoy time with your family? Whatever it is, don't wait another day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for your complimentary consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Tomorrow on R&R in the Morning, we get you ready for Heat Celtics Game 5, Wemby Watch 2023, and we check in on Cowboys minicamp, see what's going on up there. Now, back to the Blitz. Joe, I know you got that white belt on. You're the golf course.
Man, I'm so sad that I forgot the white belt today.
No, you're not.
No, I really am, because I've disappointed so many people. People on Twitter, people on our YouTube Live, people on our Kielbasa Smoke Meat text line. Everybody's disappointed. I am sorry. I didn't mean to disappoint everybody. You know what?
You've disappointed Greg Thompson.
Greg Shelton, too. I've disappointed everybody by not wearing my white belt. So, you know what? Friday, when we're out at Texas Cheer Liquor, I will have the white belt on.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is you're used to disappointing people. So,
well,
I mean,
not really. It makes me feel bad.
What else is new?
Makes me feel bad.
So Friday, you and Rudy are going to be live out at Texas Cheer Liquor. I'm not sure which one.
The one right here on Petrenko,
the one over here. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't say in the notes which location, but keep listening. Rudy will tell you. I won't be there Friday because I'm going to Boston.
Yeah, you are.
And I appreciate all the people that are giving me tips on Boston and where to watch the game tomorrow. Now, I had one guy tell me the Cheers Bar isn't really the Cheers Bar. Cheers Bar is a tourist place. Something called Bull and Fitch is the bar in the series that's downstairs.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, they give it a fictitious name. Why would they call it the Cheers Bar? But people are going to know.
Well, I mean, I don't think a TV series called Bull and Fitch is going to sell, because you got to be very careful as you say that in broadcasting.
Bull and Fitch?
Yes.
Maybe that's the idea that they had.
Well, it's exactly what it is. And then Nick Mantis says the spot tomorrow night is a place called Sidebar. He grew up in Boston and now lives here in San Antonio. And Nick is an award-winning sports anchor and reporter, but he went to the University of Arizona.
Well, nice. We appreciate you listening.
Absolutely. Although as an Arizona State dad, and I just saw Matt Roy walk in from Channel 4. He is an Arizona State grad. I wonder if he and Nick know each other.
So he just came in here?
Yeah, I just saw him walk. He's the tallest sports reporter in town.
Okay.
He just walked in.
You know how it is in media when you say stuff you really don't mean. Do you remember back in the day, our good friend Mari Vasquez?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Talking about Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And he had a bulging disc in his back. Maury, slip of the tongue, said a bulging something else in his back.
We heard something very similar to that this week.
It was hilarious.
Yes. Well, and again, in your back, that's a whole different situation going on.
Well, that would be. I mean, I can see where that might be painful.
Yes. In a variety of ways.
We used to watch that video from time to time, man, and just laugh.
What was that, while Maury was still working at Channel 5
yes.
or after he had left?
No.
Because that really is the kind of outtake, or in this case, blooper reel material that always makes the Christmas party.
That was at Kins 5. He was live on the air. And, Deion Sanders had a bulging something in his back.
Well, it's interesting because you bring up Deion Sanders, and Deion Sanders was doing an interview where it's interesting because Deion Sanders is a different kind of coach.
He is.
He is a
old school.
He's a very old school coach. And so he's doing this interview and was asked about, in this new world, I mean, because so many people want to coddle players.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deion Sanders ain't a coddler. Maybe we don't have that audio. I know we've been having.
So this day and age, it seems like these kids are criticized for everything, and they've got people pumping them up where they're doing well. How do you prepare them for the highs and lows, especially the 24-hour news cycle? And so just one.
Yeah, but you can't want a bag of money. You want to get paid like a professional, but you want to be treated like a child. That don't work. If you want to be compensated like a pro, the media now, they're going to treat you like a pro. The thing, you got kids out there working their butts off at these local restaurants, these local businesses, right? Just to make it through college. Then you got a kid coming in here with a luxury car. They really ain't done nothing. Then he messed around and drop a ball that is decisive in the game, and you think they're going to feel sorry for him? That don't work like that. If you're going to be motivated by the claps, you got to be motivated by the boos. So you shouldn't even be motivated. You just got to learn how to rock steady.
I think it's great, and he's absolutely right. Look, and the problem where you have to draw the line is some of these kids are not making a boatload of money, right? But some of them are, and you can't expect, if you're one of those guys, you can't expect the media to all, the same rules don't apply. Used to be you don't criticize college players because, well, they're amateurs, right? Now, some of them aren't. They're professionals.
And look, I don't care if you're getting $2,500, $25,000, $250,000. The attitude towards these athletes, now that they're getting paid, is very different. Now, I look at a lot of these big-time schools, some of the way grown-ass men talk to players. I remember, you remember Garrett Gilbert?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Garrett Gilbert, starting quarterback at the University of Texas. And he wasn't very good at the University of Texas. And he was playing for the Orlando Apollos, old Steve Spurrier. And even then, Longhorn fans in San Antonio for that game were just trashing this kid. I remember him telling about, like families around him, like, dude, let it go.
Yeah.
That guy used to get like bags of hate mail from grown ass men and that was long before legal pay for play. Right. Now that it's paid, the expectation, especially for some of these bigger universities where the player criticism has always been high, is going to be even worse, especially if you're one that has contributed to some of these NIL funds. If you're one that's doing, like for 210 Inspired, if you're automatically doing $50 a paycheck or a month or whatever it might be, you do feel some ownership now. And so when a player doesn't perform up to the level, criticism is going to be harsher knowing that they're getting paid.
Look, isn't it the same thing as you or I? If we screw up and do something wrong or the ratings fall or whatever the case may be, we're going to get called into the boss's office and they're going to say, hey, you sucked yesterday. That was terrible. I can't believe you said that. It's the same thing now. You want to get paid. People, I think, are all on board. I've always been on board with kids getting paid, not the amounts of money they're getting paid now. However, I just think that you can't have it both ways, and I think that's what Deion is trying to say. You want to get paid a bag full of money, but yet you still want to be treated like a child. It doesn't work that way.
And in the past, in college football, the majority of the criticism would always go to the head coach.
Absolutely.
As it should have been. Kind of like in high school football. Rarely will you hear me on a high school broadcast criticize a player.
Right.
Coach, another story.
Yep.
But colleges were that way, especially smaller schools like the UTSAs or the UIWs. Major schools, when you start going out and you're thinking about, say, a UT and A&M, those players, they get criticized, but coaches get so much more heat, which is one of the reasons why they get paid so much. Because when things don't work out, they're the ones that get fired, right?
Exactly.
But I do see that changing quite a bit. The criticism is coming. I imagine Frank Harris goes out and throws 4 interceptions in a game and loses. As popular as that guy is, he's going to get criticized. He's going to get criticized like he's never been criticized before.
And you know what? He should be. And it's like anybody else. The problem you have is a guy like Frank Harris, being the nice guy that he is getting paid now. And most of these players are. Not all of them, but most of them are. And when you start getting paid, and when you start for what you do on the field, because that's what they're getting paid for, then the criticism, it's fair game.
Expectation
Absolutely,
is higher.
It's fair game.
Expectation is higher. Let's talk about the Celtics and the Heat as we continue here at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar, celebrating their 1-year anniversary. You got plenty of time to come hang out with us, and by the time you get here now, we'll probably be off work and have a beer with you here at the Tin Cup Bar. You think about this weekend, it's one of the majors when it comes to grilling, get-togethers, family outings. Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market, one of their 2 great locations, because that great meal starts with great meat, and there's no better place to go than at Tri-County Meat Market. They have what you need, the quality you expect. Think about this weekend. Maybe you want to do some ribs, some baby backs, some St. Louis-style ribs, a brisket, a picanha. You could do that. They've got the best hot dogs in the world. If you're thinking burgers and hot dogs this weekend, I suggest those brisket burgers that they have over there and those hot dogs they have. Trust me, that is the best hot dog you will ever put on your grill and fire it up. Tri-County Meat Market. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. They always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs announced a new investor today. Her name is Kimberly Lewis of KSL Resources. She's right here from San Antonio. Game 5 of the East Finals back in Boston tomorrow night. Heat lead that series 3-1. You can hear it right here on San Antonio Sports Star tomorrow night beginning at 7 o'clock. Texas beats Pittsburgh 3-2 today. Houston shut out by the Brewers 4-0. The Blitz continues next.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want. It's the savings all month long. Baby, can't you see? Maytag month is all you need. You know you can't go wrong when Maytag month is going on.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month, happening all month long.
Maytag month is going on.
O'Reilly! Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Progressive Insurance protects people's cars, homes, and other vehicles. But if you've ever seen our commercials or even just heard our name, you probably already knew that. What you may not know is that we support Humble Design, a nonprofit that furnishes homes for families and veterans emerging from homelessness. Because a little help goes a long way. And a lot of help, well, you get the idea. Now, if you already knew all of this about Progressive Insurance, we're impressed. We'll have to find something else cool to tell you next time. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Keep counting at those stop signs, Alex. Full stop and doesn't go until she comes to 5, McSweeney. Because you are a safe driver. Unlike most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So don't turn into an Alex rolling stop and goes whenever she wants, McSweeney. Because once an Alex full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney, always an Alex full stop. Well, you know the rest. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air in a public place in front of your kids and their friends, Mom, is the wrong way. Using STEM mosquito repellent is the right way. STEM effectively repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
No dustpans for what was a broken Boston Celtic team. Maybe they have found themselves here in Game 4. By far their most impressive half of this series. They've done it before. Trailed 3-2 against Philadelphia in the conference semis, won Game 6 and 7. And now they trail 3-1 with Game 5 on Thursday back in Boston as they win Game 4, 116-99 to avoid the sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You know, you hear that, and they're right, but there's such a difference of being down 3-2 and winning a series than 3-0. But they did play a great half last night to win a game going away to keep their season alive, and it begs the question, Boston is a better basketball team than Miami. Can they win 4 in a row? Can they win 3 straight and move on to the NBA Finals? You got to turn your microphone on. It's that one over there. It's been
I
there
didn't know. I'm like, it has been.
Yeah.
Can they? Yes. Will they? No. They won't because they're in their own heads. Look, last night they made a lot of threes. They got to the basket. I think Miami was a little bit in that second half, although Miami played a great first half. They had the lead going into halftime, and then Boston comes out in the third quarter. But I think Miami still wins this series. A 3-0 lead is tough. You got to win 4 games in a row, and I'm just not sure Boston has the mindset to get that done.
You know, when you think about this series, and I'm with you, honestly, but I wouldn't bet on it because Boston is the better basketball team. Greeny this morning was saying on his show, because he actually showed up for work, that he said yesterday he was traveling back from L.A., so he wasn't on the air, but he told his producers and that he thought even down 3-0, Boston would win the series. And he went with the analogy, if you flipped a coin, would it come up heads 4 straight times? And they did it on air, and it came up 3 straight times. The 4th one was tails. But what his point was is every time you flip a coin, you've got a 50-50 chance that it's going to be heads or tails, right? In this series, because Boston is the better basketball team, they've got a better than 50% chance of winning the game every time they take the floor. Now, they've got to play up to their level, which they've proven to be very inconsistent at doing. But if they could dial it in like they did in the second half, I think if they were to win this series, I think we would all be a little mildly surprised, but not like, holy crap, did that just happen, like a 1 seed beating a 16?
Now that I could say I wouldn't be just flabbergasted. The problem with Boston, I think, is that they're still young. And they're still very young. And I think that's been a big part of their issues in this. And you get a guy, a veteran like a Jimmy Butler, who knows how to exploit that youth. And I think he will get it done, whether that's in Game 5 or Game 6. I think he gets that done, and Miami will right the ship. Not to mention the fact, Jason, that Eric Spoelstra is head and shoulders the better coach in this series. I mean, I don't think anybody would argue that point. And I think he will find a way to make the proper moves that will get this thing done. Again, if it's not in Game 5, I think certainly in Game 6.
All right, so Game 5 tomorrow night. And I know we've got a lot of time to think about it, and you got 4 hours by yourself tomorrow to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
If Boston wins that one, Game 6 becomes a must-win for Miami, right? I mean, and I say that because would you give Miami any chance of winning a Game 7 back in Boston?
Absolutely. They won 2 there already, haven't they?
Again, if this gets to a 7, everything, momentum, all of that changes, right? Like Boston should be able to win tomorrow night if they play their game. But there is something about this Miami team that they figure out how to win games. Playoff Jimmy is a real thing. We've seen it over and over and over again.
The guy's been incredible. Look, obviously, they'd want to wrap it up at home and not go back to Boston. Sure. But would I give them no chance to win in Boston? No. I mean, I would give them a chance to win that basketball game. Now, having said all of that, and where I think it's in their favor, they would have lost 3 in a row. Look, in this league, it's very difficult to beat a team 4 times in a row. Denver did it. That was good, but every one of those games was tough. This series has been a little bit different than that. It's just this league. That's why both of us liked Los Angeles in Game 4, and I liked Boston last night in their Game 4. It's just so difficult to do in the NBA. It's unheard of for the most. I don't know what the odds are, but they got to be big.
Well, and the other part of it too is Matt Roy, who is literally sitting at the Tin Cup bar.
Yeah, he is.
Just texted, Boston is a better team on the road than they are at home.
Say that again.
Boston is better on the road than at home.
They're better on the road than at home.
Miami better win tomorrow night.
So tomorrow night's a must-win?
Well,
is that what you're saying? For Miami, it's a must-win in Game 5.
Well, I mean, they've got 3 must-win opportunities.
Dude, Miami's getting it done. We'll get it done. Boston just doesn't have the mindset to win this series.
Well,
we've seen that. I was shocked at the first 2 games, but you see what it is, and they just don't have the mindset. That Game 3 was a complete brain meltdown.
Again, the way they quit. But I am impressed the way they came out last night, the way they played that second half.
They were embarrassed.
Well, and again, I'm glad they responded because those guys quit in Game 3. Marcus Smart said before the game yesterday, don't let us get one. Last night after the game when they got one, boy, now the guy's like really talking with his chest out.
Now we just got to go win another. That's all that matters. As we take it 1 game at a time. We understand, the odds are stacked against us. But we're a team that believes in us no matter what, and we just got to keep going, and all that matters is the next game.
Well, what else is he going to say, right? It's 1 game at a time, 1 quarter at a time, 1 time out at a time.
Let's go through the cliche handbook.
Exactly right.
This one, and this one. Just use all the cliches properly.
Exactly. So, that's what he's going to say. I'm glad they're confident. And in that game 5, although, as we've been told, Boston's better on the road than they are at home.
It is 6:46. We're about 14 minutes from a nice ice cold Miller Lite in a bottle.
No doubt.
And I think about as I'm thinking about my Miller Lite that we're going to have here at the Tin Cup Bar. A guy came up to us during the last commercial break and said, I just wanted to meet you guys. My wife listens to you guys all the time.
Yes, she does, apparently.
Yeah, she listens. I was like, well, not you? Like, no. So Stephanie over there says she listens all the time, right? And I saw some numbers recently. Our female audience is growing, right? I used to think that, the female listeners were stuck in cars with a guy that wouldn't let them change the radio station.
Right.
But according to them, Stephanie is the big listener here.
Well, obviously, we know who the better half of that marriage is.
Yeah, well,
I don't think there's any question
we knew
about
that before you said a word.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Absolutely.
For listening.
It
It's
is
awesome.
the Blitz. We're closer and closer to beer 30 here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I need to tell you about my friends at Stevens Roofing, though, and I'm proud to do so. Texas weather today, it's absolutely gorgeous, but who knows what tomorrow's going to bring, regardless of what the weather folks say, right? It's just that time of year. Storms, wind, rain, hail, all of that kind of stuff. In fact, we've had some recent storms, and if you think you have roof damage, don't make a mistake of going with somebody that just swoops into town and leaves. You know, you want to work with a local roofing company, one that has years of experience. You want to work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. And of course, that's Stevens Roofing. They got a great saying. It's buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. And it absolutely makes sense because the professionals at Stevens Roofing repair and install all kinds of roofs. They can do any kind of project you can imagine. If you want a metal roof, they've got that. A commercial project, they can do that. And here's the best part about it. If you've got an insurance claim, don't mess with your insurance company. Give it to Stevens Roofing. They'll deal with your insurance company for you. My goodness, I love that. Give them a call, 210-785-0994. They'll send somebody out, they'll check for any damage, and they'll give you an honest assessment. Whether it's a simple leak or a roof replacement, Stevens Roofing, well, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer. They're here for you, rain or shine, for years to come. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. But don't forget that saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
It's R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow on R&R in the morning, we continue the Wemby Watch 2023.
Can Boston find a way? We'll talk about it. The party starts at 6.
R&R in the morning. Tomorrow at 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Garage clutter got you down? Garageization will help improve that mood. Cabinets, shelving, workbenches, overhead racks, slat wall. They even do floors. Oh my! GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com for more info. GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix out at the Golf Club of Texas, the Tin Cup Bar. They're having a birthday party here for the Tin Cup Bar, which is perfect because it's my Friday. Although I've got to be careful tonight because I'm on a 7:10 flight tomorrow morning to Boston. And look, yeah, I'm going for the Foo Fighters tomorrow, but I'm also going for work-related reasons. I've got to scout the good locations for when we go to Boston this year for the Army-Navy game.
Well, we're going to the Cheers bar, obviously.
Probably not.
Well, I'm just saying, why not?
I mean, if you want to take time in Boston to go to the Cheers bar, I'll let you know if it's worth it.
Okay.
I mean, but I imagine they'll sell a Cheers beer mug at the airport too, right?
And so we can just say we went.
Well, I mean, you're going to get the mug for somebody, right? Somebody went to Boston. All they brought me was this mug from Cheers.
I'd probably use the mug.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, if I buy one, it'll get used.
I mean, you chill a mug and pour your beer in it?
Have you
didn't answer the question. Yes or no,
Yes, right.
Thank you.
Have you ever looked into the freezer side of my beer fridge?
I have not.
Because I know you've looked on the beer side of the beer fridge.
I have, yes. It's always fully stocked, too. That's nice.
If you open up the freezer side, there's nothing but mugs in there.
Okay.
So lots of frosted mugs.
Okay, well, so now I know that. I might grab one.
I am a big fan of the frosted mug.
All right.
But you also have to have many of them because they don't stay frosted forever.
Well, sure.
See, that's what we need to invent, is how you can get a frosted mug, stay frosted for an entire night.
Well, I mean, yeah, how do you do that?
Well, I'm not smart enough to do that.
Well, I'm not
Otherwise, we'd be rich.
But you'd have to carry around a thing with you.
Well, you wouldn't have to.
Well, you'd have to carry around something. It's not going to freeze itself.
I mean, what's the technology behind like a Yeti or the Arctic, the coolers that, can keep things cold for days?
Well, let me see.
But can you take something like that and turn it into a glass frosted mug? Because I don't want, a Yeti cup. That's out there.
Right.
How do I get a frosted mug to stay frosted the entire night? Like, give me 4 hours, 5 hours of frostiness.
Well, I wish I knew that. We'd both be rich. Somebody's got to know how to do that.
Well, I mean,
there's got to be some scientific dude out there listening that, may need some, because Sheldon doesn't have a clue.
Well, I mean, clearly.
And he is an engineer,
yeah,
I think, right?
The liquid nitrogen is what he's saying. But can you get that in the glass and will it kill you?
Liquid nitrogen. Okay. Boy, that was genius.
Yeah. Well, see, like there's a bar in Salt Lake City called the Beer Hive. And one of the cool things about the Beer Hive is, you've got your bar and you got, I don't know how much counter space, but then there is an ice strip that goes all the way down. So you keep your beer on the ice strip instead of a coaster. And that helps keep things cool. And then, of course, when somebody orders a beer, they do this thing, and everybody lifts their beer, and the bartender slides the beer down the sheet of ice to the person that's supposed to grab it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. Gets a little annoying when it's busy because you're in the middle of talking to somebody and you go, because if you don't lift up your beer, then there's beer spillage.
Yeah, you're screwed. And do they yell or something?
Yeah,
first?
yeah. No, there's this whole
coming in.
Yeah, so I'm like, beer's up, and everybody lifts their beer and one slides by.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, outside of that, it's not worth much, but It's the Beer Hive in Salt Lake City, and because it's kind of a cool spot, and they do that every time I'm in Salt Lake City, which isn't often, I always try to go to the Beer Hive.
You know, the only memory I have of Salt Lake City
is you can't get a beer and a shot at the same time because of their stupid
you can't
rules.
do that. I wish it was that simple. But the first time we went there, we made it a goal to try to find a strip bar. And so, find a strip bar in Salt Lake City. Well, this is like, I don't know, back, 2000, 2001 maybe. I don't know. We thought, hey, but there's got to be one, right?
This had to have been Marcus Floyd's idea, right?
Yeah, I don't even. Marcus was there yet. He might have been. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but we found one, and
they wear turtlenecks.
They had a cage in front of the deal. You had to be about as far as I am from the bar, which is probably about, I don't know,
so it wasn't
50
even
feet.
It wasn't even a 6-foot rule.
No,
you needed binoculars,
and they weren't. They had more clothes on than not.
Yeah.
So
turtlenecks.
But we found one.
You didn't find one of those BYOB all nudie places, right?
No, not at all. We found one. We were happy.
It wasn't just pasties, right?
Well, it was pasties and more.
Boy shorts.
It was like a yarmulke.
Wow.
No disrespect. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it was that. I couldn't think of anything that big.
So how much did you drop in that place that night?
Not much.
Well, so no table dancers?
There was no
private room area, champagne room?
None of that. And plus you got to buy I don't know if it's still that way. You had to buy a membership to get in a bar, right?
Not that I would know, but yeah.
Of course you know. And then the beer wasn't full alcohol, right? It was a lesser amount.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the beer is here, but it was about half of that.
So good memories, huh?
Well, so unfortunately, I remember everything of Salt Lake City. There's no problem. A lot of cities I've been to, I don't remember anything. Salt Lake City, vivid.
Mm-hmm.
You're about halfway on the plane, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're gone. Have a good time.
I will, man. Boston.
We'll hold down the fort.
You have a good show the next couple of days. Have fun Friday at Texas Cheer Liquor. Come hang out with us. It's about beer 30 here at the Golf Club at Texas, the 10 Cup Bar. I've got a cold Miller Lite right in front of me. We'll talk to you guys next Tuesday.
3, 2, 1.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Minutes and Joe Reinagle